La 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 la. Mm-hmm. Meow. Meow. Mm-hmm. Meow. Mm-hmm. Meow. 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 Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah.
Oh my god. Got a job.
Oh my god. Got a job. Yeah. Oh my god. Oh no. I be
Glizzy.
on my
Hey.
Yum.
Glizzy.
Hey.
Yum. Rose.
Hey.
Smell good. Smell good.
Muscled up the glizzy.
Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome to the Almost Never podcast. We're glad to be back.
Hey, yo.
We took a 2-week hiatus.
Mhm.
So,
1 week.
you know, yeah, I guess so.
It's been 1 week since you
Technically,
looked at me.
it's been 2 weeks since we recorded though, so I'm gonna go with that.
Yeah.
That is technicality. It's true.
I live life by technicalities.
What was it over last weekend that we weren't able? What was?
I was not in. Wait,
Indisposed.
yeah, I was not here. I was, but I was in Catalina Island.
For the wine mixer?
No,
Is that still considered California?
I thought it's like
Yeah.
it is not international waters, but it's
It's definitely California.
yeah, it's LA County actually. I was surprised.
It's not Orange County? Huh.
It's part of the Channel Islands though. I've learned.
Nice.
LA would do that.
But yeah, we got a lot to talk about. We're talking about aliens.
What?
We got aliens.
We got man-made natural disasters.
Shoo.
We got new NBA rules. We got
We got some registered
SA fenders.
Ooh.
some SA offenders.
We got some earthquakes. We got some mergers. We got some international politics news.
That was mergers, not murderers.
I mean, there's
There
murder.
might
Oh,
be
we got a
murders.
murder. We got a murder story. We got
we do have a murder story.
we got talking
relatively.
about labor rights and strikes and such.
Work harder.
Not smarter. But yeah, so we got a lot to
Flip
talk
it on
about.
you.
A lot of shit happened in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
How you guys been?
That doesn't even bring up our personal lives.
My personal life is great, dude. What have I seen? I've been seeing Neil a lot. What's up, man? I saw him twice in the
What's up,
last.
man?
What's up, dude? See him twice, dude. I never see that guy.
2 in 1 week, or
Yeah,
two
because
weeks?
we saw the Bled. And
How
we
was
saw
that?
Head Automatica. It was cool. It was really good. The Bled was cool. Head Automatica was cool. But I had a good week. What about you?
Yeah, it was good. I had the procedure shot in my neck. That was nice.
That's not quite metal. I mean, that's not quite the Bled, but that's pretty metal on its own.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah,
Yes.
so I feel a lot better, pain relieved. Yeah, I got a little. They put it like at the bottom of the spine, and then they put the needle up, and it goes through the.
Oh my god, I didn't know that's how it happened.
Yeah, like in the cervical. So on your C7, they put it in the bottom, and then they stick it up through it, and they shoot the steroid into like 5 and 4 and 3. So needle in, yeah,
Wait, where does it go then?
right here at the bottom of your C7, and it goes up into the cervical. Yeah, so like it goes. Yeah, so got that. They drugged me up real good. I was super loopy. I came up saying some ridiculous.
Was it like
stuff.
morphine, or did you got put out right?
No, they basically give you like morphine. So like you're not fully put out. Like for a second you don't remember stuff, but I was like on the sick one. Like
Opiates, not local anesthetic. Like they didn't give you any other.
No.
Too many shots for one day.
I was like on the drive home just speaking wild nonsense.
Driving?
No, I wasn't driving. Luckily, I had somebody drive. If it would have been in the crash and burn. I don't even remember. I don't remember getting in the car, going home. It's all flashes and stuff. And then Laura started telling me like, "Oh, do you remember this in the car?" And I was like, "No."
Any of it filmed?
I'm so glad. No.
Why?
I was trying to take my pants off in the car.
What else is new? You do that
He's all
every.
doing that.
I was trying to
You did that on the way over here.
I was
I was doing the face. I was like, I want to take your pants.
your pants off. Yeah, she started telling me, she's like, "Do you remember when you were like trying to like seduce me in the car?" I was like, "What was I doing?" She started. I was like, "Damn, I was being a full on creeper." It wasn't seduction. It was like
She's calling you Danny Masterson.
it's like a Louis C.K. kind of scenario. Yeah. All right.
of.
Or a Russel Brand, depending on. Although that's alleged.
Stick a pin in that.
Yeah.
Russell Masterson.
Yeah, but other than that, dude, pain gone. So good.
How long is
Isn't
that supposed to last
drugs
for?
go?
Last time it lasted about 4 months. I'm hoping for like the same thing.
That's the way drugs.
Yeah,
go.
it gives you this basically a time to like.
That's the way drugs go.
I mean, that's basically how you feel on them, right?
Yeah, Yeah, well, it gives you
feel
hopefully
sexual apparently.
Ideally, enough time to like build up the muscles around there. So at some point,
It's
you don't
like
have to
they
do
should
it.
always play the song after they do a procedure like that. Like, I'm walking on sunshine.
Or graduation day.
I don't know.
No, that's terrible.
I feel like that song's yeah.
That whole album's not great. But.
Yeah, wasn't the first graduation though like Vitamin C?
It was graduation. We remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one with the orange hair lady.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I mean, she made
Vitamin
a lot of money off of
C.
that.
She probably did.
It still gets played probably at all graduations.
They should play American Idiot.
They used to, but then it got a little too risque.
A little too political
Yeah.
in today's climate.
Yeah.
Also, I think didn't he do something at some point with drugs or something? They were like, "Oh, we can't be behind Green Day."
I don't know about that.
I mean, I feel like they were always talking about that shit.
100%.
Yeah, they're punk rockers.
If you're not doing drugs, then are you even a punk rocker?
No.
How about
Not
you,
even.
dude? I'm just gonna segue.
Let's see. That was pretty smooth, man. Last weekend I was in Catalina Island with Marlene and all her friends for her friend Lauren's birthday.
Happy birthday, Lauren.
Yeah, a group of very lovely people.
Feliz cumpleaños.
Shout out Elias, Rachel, Miles, John, Lauren.
Dang.
Who the hell?
You only get 3 episodes, bro. You already burnt through
You have a
them.
crew.
You already done burnt through them.
I mean,
Shout out
this
your
is
whole
just for
crew.
the intro.
The last 2 were
intro
null and
shout-outs.
void, so I hope the first 3 counted a lot.
I'm gonna start charging Neil. By the way, every time you drop his name. I mean,
Well,
I can only,
You just said it.
Oh.
So can I get paid?
No, he's going to charge
him.
himself.
Oh, him.
Him. Free publicity. What are we doing?
Yeah, once we start making money, then it's over for probably us.
I'll just start referring
Us.
to him as Phil's brother then.
Shout out Phil's brother.
That's so
Shout out
good.
Phil.
That's so
Phil
good.
is in. Phil is in.
So good.
I think Phil is in Kansas City to like run the his
Yeah.
shop over there. Some little Midwestern road
Searching
trip.
for the middle of America.
I didn't even know they sold weed out in Kansas.
No, they sell flour. They sell cannabis. They don't sell weed.
No.
Man.
They sell cannabis.
Waka waka.
Flock of flame.
Yeah, and we're canceled.
But yeah, it was cool out there, man. Saw some fucking bison. Because there's bison on the island over there.
Yeah.
That's what I've heard.
I guess they tried to shoot a movie back there about the Wild West back in the day, and they imported like 7 to 9 buffalo. And when they try to shoot the scene, like apparently bison aren't good at being directed on camera, so they couldn't like. And after it was
They just
over, there was
left.
like months, and they never got the shot, so they're just like, fuck it, we could never wrangle them up, so just like leave them here. And now there's like 70 to 90 on the island. We took a little tour, and we saw like a herd of like 40 or 50. I was
Whoa.
like, that's crazy.
That is crazy. There's nothing out there that can like.
No,
Hunt them,
there's
right?
there's no like predators. The biggest predator is like a little fox.
No Sharknadoes.
No shark. Well,
Can we kill him?
You could try.
Is it legal is what I'm saying.
I know they opened up hunting for them.
They have seasons, huh?
Yeah, but I don't know out here, but they do in Arizona and they do in Wyoming.
Oh yeah, because they're trying to control
have
the
to control the
population.
population.
Yeah,
Well, because
they're
they
getting out of
have
control.
mule deer over there, and those are like there's no predators, so like
Nope.
they grow.
Crazy.
Yeah, so they have like I think they have one of the longest hunting season on the deer specifically out there.
On the island?
Just because there's so many, and there's like
There's your chance,
they
dude.
thrive there.
Well, I can go to Montana and do that at my boss's house. I think deer is as long as it's on your property.
I
It's
feel like it's a lot.
Oh,
I
yeah.
guess
You probably own it already if it's on your property.
well, no,
out
but
there.
it's obviously you have to. There's seasons, but if it's your property, you could. There's certain animals you could hunt all year.
you just say it was coming right at me. Self defense.
Yeah, I don't think they have a good defense lawyers for elk, but hey,
Someone out there.
PETA.
Yeah.
Peter Jonas. But yeah, I also went ziplining.
snap.
That was pretty cool.
Was that exhilarating?
Yeah, it was like I've been in like Mexico before.
Does that have something
they're,
to
like,
do with
longer
ziplining?
ones.
Do you mean like you did it? You ziplined in Mexico?
Yeah, yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
I've been to Mexico before.
I've been to
Mexico
Mexico
once or twice,
before. That was also exhilarating.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to the show. I didn't go on the Friday with you guys and the crew. I went on Thursday, the day before. So that was great. Sounded really good. And then, yeah, we went to saw Head Automatica the other day. Tuesday. We were out on a school night.
You wanna click, click, click. You wanna shoot.
You want to
That was a
shoot.
good one.
Was it just a whole lot of like
Old people.
old people like
Basically.
at the bled, like trying to like rock But
Yeah,
I
both,
stopped Adrian from getting into a fight. It was him and another. He was shirtless, and then another shirtless guy they were attempting to fight.
that's good.
two shirtless males
Well, at least
asserting
they're
their
keeping
dominance.
the IE statistic up. At least one shirtless fight at every show should happen.
Andrew was like, I wish I could act like I'm a teenager.
Don't-
Dang it! No. That's hilarious. Were they just like talking about like who did the most like push-ups or something? Like,
Nah, I think he was hardcore dancing, kind of
Aggressively?
over aggressively.
threw his back out.
What's over aggressively hard?
Wait, which one was hardcore dancing over aggressively?
I think Adrian was, and I think the other shirtless dude was taking offense to it. He might have caught a.
I saw a guy in a
Like-
Hawaiian shirt with a fanny pack hardcore dancing in the
might
year
have
of
caught a
our
swing
Lord
or something.
2023.
I mean, that kind of I feel like matches. That stays in line with hardcore
It
kids.
kind of fits, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's about it. That's about it. I'm sure there's other things happening, but I got no memory of it.
I mean, you did speak of Mexico, and speaking of Mexico,
Tacos?
aliens.
Oh,
Better than tacos.
What
I
those-
don't know. Actually, if I pick one or the other, I probably pick tacos.
Yeah,
over.
for sure would.
Well, I
it's
know
like-
tacos are real.
Touche.
I mean, the alien was ultimately it was proved to be a cake, right?
I did see that, and I
Cake
wanted a
alien.
piece. It looked nice.
It looks crusty. What are you talking
It
about?
didn't
It was
look.
dusted
dusty.
with. I hope it was some kind of cookie crumbs.
It just never looked real.
What looks real?
Well, okay, so like apparently it was found in like algae mine in like Peru or something.
Peru, yeah.
And those are like that. It's not from a like a crash or anything. It's like they found them there, and they later. I don't get how it happens. They later fossilized them. Like I didn't know you can accelerate fossilization or something.
That's why the story gets really like.
Look at Michael Jackson.
Not touching that one.
Whoa, look at him. He looks strange, but I know he existed.
I can't look at him. It's been years. He's gone.
I bet he's still
Little Kim?
preserved.
Any other Jackson that's alive? That's been to his doctor?
Yeah, I mean, Janet does look. She's 60 somehow and looks.
She doesn't look as strange as their sister that does look like an alien.
Latoya. Well, Latoya always looked a little alien-ish.
But like you saw the little alien, little 3-arm hand. Like it just didn't look real ever to me. I don't.
But what does an alien look like to you? Let's unpack
No,
this, Sean.
I mean more
Rick
of.
and Morty.
I like how you had to. Let's unpack this. Let me put my.
That was also on
let me-
behalf of
Phil's brother.
Phil's brother. He told me
Whenever
Oh, to cross your legs.
no, he said that when Sean gets in on something, just say, let's unpack this. Me crossing the leg was me.
Oh, that would
That
be
was a nice little
that would be-
addition.
let's unpack this.
Let's
real quick.
unpack this.
No, I just mean like I don't know what aliens look or don't look like, but it just looked like somebody got plaster and made a fake alien. And like the story is they found them in Peru, that there was 3 of them. 1 they left there, 2 they took with them. And like this is like the Mexican pseudo archaeologist / journalist who was like, I'm gonna find. He's basically the Tom DeLonge of Mexico. I'm guessing like just loves the alien search. But they were like, oh yeah, we did a DNA test, but not on the ones we have here. We did the DNA test on the one that we left, and so we have no. It's like you start making all these rules about how things are supposed to pan out, and no one can retest it and stuff. And yeah, it just seemed.
So you don't believe the Mexican government?
No,
I mean,
sorry, Mexico.
in best case scenario, you don't believe any governments really.
True.
In the best cake scenario?
Wait, so it was a cake? I missed that part.
Well, someone made a cake that looked very
It was
similar, and then
was
they
a
cut
great
it.
recreation.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, so
That's pretty good.
It might have actually just been cake the whole time.
I mean, it could be cake. I just think it's crazy that like it's almost like the Mexican government was like, okay, so a couple months ago, the U.S. had this guy come into their Congress and talk about UFOs. Now it's our turn to do it. Let's bring this guy in, talk about the aliens in Peru. And then the Peruvian government's like, how did you steal this from our... Like, they don't even understand how it got out of Peru. They're like,
but they're claiming it's real too, though, right?
no, they're not. No.
Then why are they saying it was stolen?
Because it was taken... They're like, how would you get this out of... If you found this in Peru,
Oh,
how did you get it out of Peru?
I'm
Take it
like
all the way to
a
Mexico.
carry on. You ever heard of that?
Sir, what's that in your bag? Just
It's an
2
alien.
alien cakes.
It's an alien-shaped violin.
My child wanted to have an alien-themed birthday party. These are the cakes.
You can only find them in Peru.
You
alien
know.
cakes.
What? They don't got
No.
USPS? It's PSPS?
Peruvian service. Parcel.
Personal stash postal service.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, what are your thoughts?
On the aliens?
Yeah.
It probably could be real. Like, why not?
It probably could be real.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess that's you're
Pretty easy way of saying maybe.
Well, if it is real, then it would make sense to why it kind of looked like an ET maybe, because like that's maybe what's his name got to see some stuff. People with money maybe get to see things, and maybe that's why movies like alien movies stuff like that may look a certain ways because they already know what they actually look like.
Or they just made it in a shape that's like kind of stereotypical alien too. Because it looked like. I mean,
that was ET height too.
Well, but
I mean,
they're pretty much the same.
Legs.
They're like
didn't have skinny ass legs
from whatever height. The only like different looking aliens is like
fucking belly in his head.
Independence Day, really.
Well, supposedly there was eggs in the female one, and I'm like, how'd you guys find eggs inside of it but not ruin the body?
Because it was mummified.
Ultrasound.
That makes no. I'm with Josh. I don't understand that.
Well, was it mummified or was it fossilized? Because I thought I seen things that said fossilized, but
I thought
that doesn't make sense. Mummified makes sense. Fossilized does not.
And then like I think it's proven government. They're like it's just like a.
Maybe they use fossil fuels to mummify it.
Just
I guess
spray oil on it. We'll see what happens.
Just cover in gasoline.
Light it on fire. Why not? It could be real. Why not?
Yeah, I mean,
it has equal chances of it being not real as it is real because it's like, who knows these days?
World's who knows? Yeah, aliens going to Mexico and Peso Pluma being like scared out of playing in Mexico, at least Tijuana.
Dang, they look at him like an alien.
Who's they?
The people I think Tijuana, whoever didn't want him to play there, the cartel.
I don't want to single out which. Do you know which one?
I don't even want to say. Yeah, I don't even know.
Which cartel? I mean, we're not big enough fish for them to fry. If
knock on the door.
If so, give me a key. But yeah, no, the Mexican cartel that is opposing El Chapo because Peso Pluma has a couple songs that was praising him. They told him can't come here, and he didn't go there.
Well, because Chapo's like he's pretty like kind of beloved by some parts of the.
But that's
Mexican
a big thing in that style of music, corridos.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically like it's a better version of rap. Because all the gangsters pay up and coming artists to write basically folklores about them.
Oh, damn.
And that's new music, new gangster Hispanic music, what's called corridos.
That's pretty wild. That's way different.
So they're the stories that they're singing about with like the ping, ding, ding. They're crazy, crazy gangster stories, but they're like, they're basically being like extorted to say exactly what they want.
You get paid.
Yeah, you get paid. But yeah, no, they told him he can't go because he messes with Chapo. So.
Does that mean that like when the album gets pressed, like the credits, they have the...
No, probably not. No, because it's like a thing. They don't want
a pseudonym.
Yeah, they don't want no credit or anything like that. They want it to seem as if it's like an actual
thing.
Yeah.
Well, because like a lot of those
legend and lure get big.
A lot of those cartels, they do stuff for the community when the government won't. Like when there's like a natural disaster, they'll hand out food,
turkey Thanksgiving.
They'll do like
isn't that how you get to buy
backpacks for the kids back to school?
Yeah, they give them like school supplies. Food,
wasn't that the whole thing with Medellin? Who's the
Medellin cartel?
Medellin.
That was Pablo.
Pablo, yeah, wasn't that his whole thing?
Yeah, like, I mean they do stuff for the community.
Yeah, you got so much money, why not? Look at Bill Gates.
What does he do?
Whatever he says he does for us.
I mean, I know Oprah and The Rock.
Bill and Melinda Grape Fund. I don't know.
Well, they're not together anymore.
Oh, they're not together.
Maybe their foundation.
Their foundation is the
same name. The foundation is the same name. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I will say though that there's people that got dragged for not doing stuff. That was what happened with Oprah and The Rock because they were out there being like,
"What happened?"
So like after the the Maui fire, like The Rock and Dwayne. And Oprah made like a video and it was like, you guys, like everyone, we're going to ask you to chip in and like give money. And like the backlash was like, how are you guys billionaires asking like the common person to give money? And you guys aren't going to, you have enough money in yourself and your friends to fix the whole thing.
But they were asking for more.
They weren't giving any money. They were asking for the lay person to basically.
That's not wrong. They were doing a job.
Well,
they hired.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson. He donated. They said a 7-figure donation to the WGA like fund to like help them like Do you
know if that was after or before they got backlash for?
Before. I think this is maybe like a month ago or something. So I mean, like that could be anywhere from like $1 million to like $999 9 million. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
They need to stop pocket watching. Who cares if they didn't donate?
I'm
They were maybe a big enough catalyst to get other people to donate, so that's helping the cause.
I suppose.
I mean, it's a platform. You're using it like responsibly.
I figure though, if you're Oprah, you can just give.
Oh man.
Well, okay, but with that kind of thinking, that's why you're not Oprah.
No, I'm not Oprah because I'm not a black woman with a TV show and
Or a lot of money in the mindset of what I was saying with the mindset of, I could just give money. Rich people don't give out money. That's why they stay rich.
Well, no, they
They're
do.
very incredibly cheap. Too.
They give money.
More frugal than you would think.
That rich people give out money in the forms of donations or
tax write-offs. I mean, that is smart. Like I would do that if I could.
Of course.
But like that's what this would be though. It would just be a tax write-off if they gave a donation anyway, and which she did in the end anyway.
But
why
like
people complaining?
Celebrities are incredibly cheap. Like I remember when I used to work retail, like they'd always like ask for a discount.
Who wants to pay full price on anything? Just because you have money doesn't change the fact that you want to pay full price for something.
Well, yeah, but like it's a potential like publicity thing.
Who cares what the potential is?
Wait, what do you mean?
Well,
Just
no,
because you think I have money or I may have more money than you.
No, I'm just telling you, don't come to asking me to put money into something if you're not going to put the percentage of an equal percentage in. I'm just telling you, don't come to me and ask me that.
But why?
Because I'm not going to look at you as somebody that's guiding me and through action. Like, I'd just be like, yo, you're lame. Like, you're what?
Well, I'm guessing you don't think like most people. Because if that was the case, then they wouldn't have people up there. They put a person up there just to get people to donate. They put a Pacific Islander looking dude and a black person.
But I think that was the idea, and I think it backfired because the people that were against it the most.
But why should they have to donate if they're just asking you to donate?
It's like when they got Kanye to ask for donations for Hurricane Katrina.
Well, who cares?
George Bush doesn't like black people.
I don't get it. It's like for anything. Why should a school send kids out to go sell books or whatever? That they can just give the money to them for. You shouldn't have to go sell stuff.
Huh?
When you're in fundraisers?
Yes, you shouldn't have to do fundraising.
Well, I mean, like,
what are we raising funds for when we're funded by the public?
Well, like a lot of things, like sports and arts, don't get much funding from the government because the government doesn't give money.
What sports are you talking about?
Like kids, they have like a shoestring budget. They can't get new jerseys.
What schools are you talking
about? A lot of those ones that the kids are selling chocolate bars to buy new uniforms or whatever.
Schools or these like underprivileged schools?
Any school
like a lot of schools.
Yeah, any school,
but probably underfunded, marginalized communities. But okay, if not sports, like arts is like you can't get a job as an art teacher because there's no positions open just because they don't even teach arts in like primary school no more.
It's the same.
I mean, I feel like art is. I mean, in the U.S. it's commodified very much, but I feel like everywhere else all over the world, like art is like it's like a right. Like everybody deserves to have that. Like you see, like artists in like Europe and stuff, they're treated differently, and in other countries they're treated over here. Over here, it's like, what can you do? How can you apply your art to be like a commercial success? Like there's no art for art's sake, and I get that. Like you got to make money, but over here it's like you have to have a specific thing, and you got to be productive with your art. You can't just make art. You have to like make it. Be in a gallery, sell it, or get in a magazine, get on whatever. It's like, yeah, and means to an end. Is that the right phrasing?
Maybe.
I'm not sure.
I think I'm still thinking about what you're saying though, but I feel like most people, teachers, world leaders, everyone says things that they don't do and they want other people to do. I think on a daily basis. Just like the saying goes, don't do what I do, do as I say.
Do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah.
And these things come from.
Yeah, but that's an easy thing to say that people say stuff that they don't always do because no one's 100%. So, like, yeah. I think the statement is, though, that you can ask me for money, but then also don't let me find out that you yourself who's trying to, like, get people behind the cause aren't actually putting an equal percent or, like, any percent to the cause.
But what I'm saying is maybe they weren't behind the cause and they were paid to be a face for the cause.
Yeah, and so that's like, but that's their problem then. It's their choice. It's not
their problem. It would be the cause's problem, right?
It's their problem that they took the job. Like if they,
I get what you're saying.
Like it's like, okay, if you guys did get paid for it because you're the face of it, people backlash on you.
Put it towards the thing. Like don't accept the money.
But the backlash is what realistically not going to last long. It's not.
Well, it was good enough to get both of them to put money into it.
How much they put?
I don't know. But
$10
even
billion.
if it was-
but it was millions.
Millions.
Yeah. Which is more than what... I mean...
I know they can put that.
Yeah.
I know Oprah can definitely put millions
Oprah's a
by
billionaire
herself.
for sure.
Yeah,
right?
she's a
Billionaire.
Yeah. So that they put millions, and that could be, like...
Allocated in different ways through different fundings, through
but
two different people.
But it went to Lahaina. Like, it went actually to, like, the Maui...
The actual community,
the
not
actual
like
community.
Maui
But what
fund,
does that
but
mean
Lahaina.
as well? If it goes to the actual community, does that mean it goes to the actual people?
Families.
Out there? So
Yeah.
they were out there. They had people out there giving families checks.
Now, I don't have the view of where them, but I know that it was the way that, like, the request was from what I saw was from the people, like the residents that were saying, like, if you're going to give money, like, make sure you know it's going to the residents and make sure you know it's going to build back the actual residents' home, not to build back the land. Because if it's just building back the land
And property.
then
Property
then anybody can buy it and stuff like that. So I think that was like the whole like piece of it. I don't know enough about it to say though how much was written out check to check or to family.
Because that's like every situation. Okay, you donate anyone, and this is across the board. Okay, just say Katrina. All those families are still affected.
Yeah.
After all the hundreds of millions of dollars that was raised,
There's still X's on the
they're
doors.
still displaced.
Yeah.
So when they say it's going to the community, how is it going to the community? Is it going to the community to rebuild streets?
Well, I think
and
it's
infrastructure.
I think it is. It's rebuilding.
So that then goes to the new people who would come and move in, right?
No, because I think. Well, I can't say yes or no to that, but I do know.
But
that
just
there
in
was,
general thinking, that would be right. If you got displaced
Well, I think they put
and you haven't came back,
It would probably be to relocate like the people or something, or house them while like the community is rebuilding, I imagine. But to your point, a lot of the stuff a lot of assets get misused. And I will add on to that. Don't donate to Red Cross or Salvation Army because they're a nonprofit, but they pay their like the board and all the people like a lot of money. Like for a supposed like charitable organization, I think a lot of stuff doesn't get sent to the actual causes that they're purported
and
to.
that's why I
Well, the
get it.
larger ones are. I'm sure it's harder to follow.
FEMA, I'm sure they do
Well,
negative
well,
stuff.
FEMA's
FEMA is
government.
They
So
gotta be
they
the worst.
definitely don't.
They
But
gotta
they
be
don't,
the worst.
no one's giving
one's
them
funds
money
them
though.
money.
Yeah, like no one's like, oh, I'm going to.
They just take it from us.
It's already there.
Yeah, it's out of your it's out of your check. If you look at it, like there's FEMA
they
takes
just
out
take
of your
it from
check.
us.
So.
Yeah,
They take it from us.
yeah. Yes, I don't. I couldn't say if it's possible that even with all that, the money still will go to just replace to
Last question: who was offended more? Was it people actually from Lakai that was mad at?
The shoe
Lahaina.
company.
Yeah, the shoe company. Was anyone from there actually mad at
Yeah.
Dwayne and Oprah,
Yeah.
or was it just
Yeah.
the internet?
No, it was like people from there.
How many?
17.
I mean, there's not a lot of people there, but there was
You're
enough
right.
people. But there was enough people to make a
sound.
sound. Yeah,
It'd probably be. I mean, like,
and then the rest of the population took over.
yeah. If it's
As
just the
what
internet, that would
happens.
only, like you said, it would only last so long. But then if it's people from the community, I think that gets amplified, probably to a certain amount.
Which then leads me to the point of that's just human nature. Then
What was part?
the part that the people from Lakai was mad at
Lahaina.
was mad at The Rock and Oprah because this is going to sound bad. And I'm just prefacing that before I say it.
That's like when people are like,
Baby steps.
no disrespect.
No disrespect. Yeah,
But
I'm not trying to be a dick or
But
anything.
when I break
but
it down like that, it sounds like they just wanted rich people to give them money and was mad because rich people
think there's-
didn't give them money.
I think though part of the statement was if you're gonna come out here and say something, like we'd rather you not say anything. We'd rather you be like, and I don't know if that's a
So
great.
how is
I don't
that
know if
gonna-
it's a great way to go about it. I'm not picking.
I'm The
a side
Rock
on
and
that.
Oprah.
Yeah, I'm
You
not
don't
pick-
want me to talk about it?
I'm not picking the side on that because I don't know. But I think the statement was like,
go against Oprah. I dare.
But then that leads me to my point. It's like, that kind of sounds like just greediness.
I mean,
you can't really say people are greedy who have had their whole livelihoods taken away from them. I think like they would want any sort of aid that they
It doesn't
can afford
sound like
to them.
that.
I kind of think though. Also, they were saying that like The Rock and Oprah were kind of being like
Facetious.
righteous, trying to be like self-righteous. Like they're trying
Isn't
to.
that
Be
what we do by donating?
well, I mean, isn't that also then the point? Like you guys are going to act like you're righteously making a big difference, but you're not donating. Like I think that was the point.
They donated their time, which to them is a lot more important than.
I don't know. I've seen a lot of rock movies. It's
You're
not
right,
that
you're
important.
right. You're right. But I'm just saying.
If he would have maybe, well, I mean that's a long time ago, but like San Andreas,
I'm
you
just
didn't
saying
need
it's
to make
very
San
easy to
Andreas.
point a finger at somebody for not doing something you think that they can.
That's totally
That's
And that's
point
what
of
that's all it sounded
isn't
like to
that
me.
generally though like any type of back and forth?
It didn't even sound like a back and forth. Really. They were just like, okay, I will give you money now because you cried about it. But I mean,
Well, because I mean,
I thought
Like,
by showing my face
well,
would help enough.
This goes back to
That's where they're
like
wrong,
you
though.
were saying something about like I mean this
To
is
who?
like you were talking about protests. You're like, why do it like this way or that way? But like public opinion does change things.
Mm-hmm.
Like it could sway one thing or another. Like, I mean, because Oprah and The Rock, they can live and die by public perception. You know.
Well, that's why they ultimately probably donated.
Yeah, and that works for them. But then
Exactly,
if
and then-
like yeah, it's both of your points. It's like
They didn't donate. They did donate out of the goodness of their heart by showing face. Now the monetary donation came out of.
I don't even know if I would say
came out of
Public
pressure.
I don't know if I would say they did donate out of just showing their face because
Why
if,
though?
Because if they got hired, then that's like
But you still have to take the job.
yeah. But I'm just saying it's not.
well, that
out
just
of the
goes to like
goodness
say
of
like
your heart.
his movies that he's taking. Like he is up to him to take the job.
Take the job or not, I feel like me taking this job is helping. I'm saying that's his perspective.
Maybe
That's it.
yeah. It might. I mean, who's to say?
That's
I don't,
that's
I
the
don't
president, right? Take this job. My outlook is to help, right? Isn't that what a president does?
know. Or like I'm gonna take this job because it looks good because you're all on PR. Like I
That's
mean,
all they live off of. How you guys said, right?
Yeah.
So
so there might have been a PR idea being like, oh, you're an islander.
you
know,
look at least like an islander.
You're an
he is-
island boy.
he's-
I don't know if he's from an island. He looks like it.
I think he's the whole thing. It's a Pacific Islander, or he's got that in his blood. I mean,
Well, when he was the Rocky Maivia, when he was a
Exactly, his
wrestler,
dad
he was
is
like he
Samoan, right?
is. Yeah, I don't think he's Hawaiian. I think he's
That's what I'm
Samoan
saying.
or some sort of
Yeah.
Pacific.
That's what I'm
Pacific
saying. You look
Islander.
like an islander.
Yeah.
This island suits.
so that's
that
why I
island.
was like, I think that plays the path. I think in one of the there was a Fast and the Furious at one point where he had to go back
They
to
were
the
on the
island or
island,
something. Yeah. So you know,
Doesn't John Cena play his brother?
Maybe it's like half.
yeah.
I
I
think
mean,
it
it's
is.
definitely
It's-
like
his lost
It is
his
his half
child.
brother.
which half is like the one from the island? Because
The
I don't
bald
think
part?
neither half looks like they're from the island.
No.
Maybe the island of like is Norway an island or some shit like some sort of Scandinavian island?
The Icelandic Nordics.
The same
Holland?
island that Holland is from.
Holland, wherever Holland is
Wherever
from.
Holland's from. Yeah. They got
Oh,
the same
my
braider.
God.
I mean, I
Yeah.
guess I'm not to gloss over it, but speaking of natural disasters, you guys heard of the earthquake in Morocco,
I did.
as well as like there's
It was
flooding.
a big
in,
one, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
huge, biggest one in like I think they were saying like 100 years. And
Over
then-
there, though, right?
Yeah, it was pretty big. I think it was like 6.8 or something.
Yeah.
I don't
They're
really
not-
know
they're
anything
not
about like
earthquake
scales,
prone.
but yeah, and a lot of like the more remote villages, a lot of it is like earthen construction, so like mud bricks or stone, wood. So that shit came
Toppling
tumbling
down.
down for sure. So a lot of that stuff is
Never must have read.
yeah.
The pigs.
I
Yeah.
saw that they were also like Morocco is really slow to take any help from or any aid from foreign countries.
Mm.
I'm always curious about that because I imagine it must be some type of if we take your
They want to keep
Help.
what they're
They don't wanna
doing.
have foreign
They-
yeah
influence.
because I'm imagining once you get foreign influence you own back somebody.
You have to. But that makes me think of, because I don't know if we talked about it, the Malaysia thing with the 1975. Either of you guys hear about that?
No.
Oh, you mean the band 1975? They
The
got
band
banned from Malaysia
They got banned from Malaysia.
because they were talking about the president or prime minister as saying because they were talking about the anti like LGBTQ laws like of
In Malaysia.
they were like
kind of, but they probably got banned because he brought a dude up there and kissed him on stage, and they're extremely Muslim
Yeah.
country, and that's illegal. So they got banned. And then he went on a tirade, being like, "Oh, this was buzzer, buzzer." I was like, bro, do you know where you're going?
I know you really stick strong to that idea where like
You
how
can't
do
take
you get
your life and put it somewhere else and feel like they got to live that way because you live your life some certain kind of way.
Do you believe that all the way though?
I do when it's
'Cause it
religions
seems-
and cultures that have been going on way longer than you've been alive. So you're going to take your 35-year-old self over to a country that's been going on a lot longer than you, and you're going to take your naive ass and tell them how they should live.
well like if you want to talk about that like
Stay
there's
in
been
your country.
cultures
Do that in your country where it's legal.
there's like Islam Christianity, they're not very old. They're pretty like 1,000 years, but like these cultures have been here thousands of years before that. Like this, a lot of these homophobic things, it's like new.
Relatively.
Yeah, relatively new.
Yeah.
Like a lot of these ancient civilizations, that shit was there before.
Yeah.
Like all of that stuff was very like integrated. Nothing was like.
Well, if you're saying new, that's why, okay, years, how relatively new? You're thinking thousands of years, which is a long time still.
Well, like Malaysia as a country is like very new.
How many, what are we talking?
I don't know. Sean, can you check that?
Yeah.
I know they didn't come up to existence 30 years ago.
Well, like Uganda actually arrested the first person.
A lot of African countries.
saw
Well, yeah,
that.
there's a
No,
lot
I
of
did
like,
see
yeah,
Uganda
Uganda made the first arrest for
Yeah.
aggravated homosexuality. Like they made because it's like punishable by death or something
Yeah.
over there.
And that's what they've
A
been
lot
doing
of-
that for, like, well,
That part's new.
that
rule is new, but they've been living as.
no, like a lot of, I mean, pre-colonial times, a lot of that stuff, like that was not. That
How
was
are we
not
getting
like,
this information, though? From colonials?
well, a lot of if
Damn.
it's colonial like news like stuff, a lot of stuff is
When
influenced
did
by
Malaysia
Christianity and
come
stuff.
around?
I mean, like their independence was only in 1957.
So that's pretty new, but who did they come from?
Malay people. I mean, it's just
No, who did they
Malay
break away
United,
from? Yeah, that's what I'm
British Crown.
Okay, so they
But-
want to keep
Colonials.
whatever
But
they're
the thing
doing.
with the whole that Malay area and into Indonesia and into the Philippines, there's so many islands there.
That they can do what they want to do.
Well, that you find like Muslim being really strong in some areas and then not in other areas.
Well, wherever they were, it was very strong.
yeah, because like Islam is the second
Yeah.
most practiced.
It was very
like,
strong.
religion
in the world, right?
behind Catholicism in the Philippines. Like,
Yeah, they're
there's
saying we should be on.
well, like
that
that's
too.
why like a lot. So in the Philippines, the more south you go, what I learned that's like the more
Muslim population.
Muslim population, and also it becomes the more. I don't like using the term kind of like extreme, but it becomes more extremist, is what I was told.
because
The
aren't
further
Muslims
you go.
they don't, if they're devout, they don't even acknowledge that, right? Like that's not a real thing.
What do you mean?
what
Homosexuality.
I can't.
It's like
I don't know.
I mean, it. Yeah, I mean, basically, it's not natural in the eyes of God. Just like in Christianity or something, it's like forbidden.
Yeah,
But I mean, I'm not going to go into that. There's a lot of like,
of course.
yeah, there's a lot of like strict laws in a lot of religions. I've been kind of learning about,
But these places aren't like America, to where these places will actually follow these religious rules. We don't follow any religious rules in America.
I mean,
how do you
Roe
how
v.
do you
Wade.
so?
Roe v. Wade was overturned.
What religious rules do we follow in America? You don't even got to.
Have you heard of the what is it? The
you could be a cult
pledge-
out here. What rules do we
well,
got?
the Pledge of Allegiance.
You
One
don't even got to
nation
say
under
it. You don't got to say it.
Yeah, just until like 5-10 years ago, they just took it out. But like, just because you take something out doesn't mean it stops affecting the whole public. Like, it's a Christian state. America's a Christian state.
But we don't follow any Christian rules, is what I'm saying.
I mean,
Look at the
in our
people in
basic
Congress are
blood
trying
level,
to like.
it is. I mean, our base level of functionality in the United States is clinial Catholic or Christianity. Like that's at the base of
I mean, it forms the backbone of a lot of beliefs.
yeah,
Like,
and just functionality of like how. I mean, you think about it, we still saying God we trust on money on
Because money isn't real. That's why they say that.
well no I mean it was put on I forget which president
That's
put that on
actually
there.
not. It hasn't always been like that.
No, it
That's like
hasn't.
somewhat recent. I
It's
guess.
relatively recent, but that's what I'm saying.
After we
Like
got taken off the gold standard. That's why they say that, because money isn't real. It's not, our money's not backed by anything. But I mean,
it's backed by
Nothing.
some parts. It's
I mean,
backed
it's
by
credit.
Well, it's also
Backed by
backed by
nothing.
gold, though. And
it's not
Not
backed by
all of
gold.
it, but a
Our
part of it
money
is.
is not backed off gold anymore. It's
No.
been taken off the gold standard a long time ago.
But
Our money's backed by our fake money.
it was just backed on the idea of it's
But I'm saying other places, their money
Credit.
actually is backed off of, like you said, gold or silver or something. Our money is backed off of credit.
So wait, if
make believe credit, by the way.
the fiat
why I said
currency
fake
is not backed by anything, and they're saying cryptocurrency is like the new, and that's not backed by anything. It's never. It has like
That's
none of
why
these
it's
things.
not gonna.
So it's like fake money.
that's super fake money.
That's why it's not. None of my stuff.
In God
made
We
any money,
Trust
did
was
it?
approved by Congress in 1864, so it is
Oh,
kind of
okay.
it is old, but it didn't make it to money until I think 1954. So it's almost like 100 years after.
I mean, look, yeah, in the 1950s, there was like a fraction of people like that were non-Christian.
Plus, it was post
Like people
World
used to
War
be
II.
people used to be what's it called? Fucking not segregated, but
Yeah.
They wear
like
that.
for being Catholic, like not even being
ostracized?
Christian, ostracized.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
They still
do
have that in Ireland and shit too. So
they do.
They're still doing that out here. Mosques are still getting vandalized.
Yeah, but he was just saying, I mean, oh yeah.
No, I was- yeah,
but
but
he
like-
was just saying more like
within
Oh,
Christianity and
oh,
Catholicism,
like
like
in
it's
the-
like it's like
Yeah, before we got all the other ones.
yeah. So I mean, it's a Christian state by all any way you measure it. Like
Maybe then
They're-
that's why people are getting all bent out of shape then.
for what?
Maybe super devout religious people feel like if this is a Christian state, let's live by Christians.
yeah, no, that's exactly
That's
that's
why-
why they overturned Roe v. Wade. Like because God says give life a chance, even though that's not a thing. Like even in the Bible, they don't consider a fetus like a human until.
But
like,
why
it's
would
born.
they consider a fetus a human in the Bible?
No,
that's
they
the
don't.
point.
They're saying they don't.
But when would they, or
people's
why
in-
would
but
they?
people's
Is my
interp-
question.
Well, no, because people are.
Why would
like,
they have to be
people-
like, well, a fetus is a baby?
Well, I mean, I think the point is he's saying is that like people say that it's the Bible that tells them that
What to do or whatever?
no, that life is
life is
Oh,
sacred?
I know what you're
Like
saying.
a human life is sacred. But like a lot of these things, a lot of these more devout Christians are picking things from the Bible that are actually not true, because a lot of the stuff it comes down to translation.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're translating into English. There was no such thing as English back in the day, so there's a lot of rough translations that
it was
get misinterpreted.
Aramaic, right?
Yeah, Aramaic, and then also like Latin and
Yeah.
like other shit. Like
But plus, the Bible is revised. At least the one we read is King James.
yeah, and
so
like
he revised it to his needs.
none of those things were
I always
like
got questions about
all
that.
of those things were recorded hundreds of years after they happened. Like they didn't
Yeah.
start writing things hundreds of years after Jesus died. Like there was no written records.
And they took out the book of Clarence. So. No, but they did take out the book the
Enoch.
Enoch, Book
yeah,
of Numbers.
What was
There's a lot of crazy
woman's-
shit. in there. Book of Mary.
Yeah, there was like there
Oh,
was
yeah.
the there was yeah, it was like I think the Book of Mary maybe, but or something like that. It was a female written.
Book of Mary Jane.
I don't want to say it's true, but
But there's a lot of stuff that was like with each revision, like things are like excluded or
Yeah.
Expunged.
makes
yeah
it easier.
expunged and yeah, because it is like how they say history is written by the victors. It's like when you're rewriting the Bible, whoever's translating it is interpreting it how they want it to be interpreted. But then there's we're just talking about like other natural disasters and stuff to bring it back. You heard about the flood in Libya?
I did, and I was kind of confused because when I first read about it, it said the flood, and I saw it again. It said man-made flood.
Well, because
It was the flood of Libya?
I mean, that's whole nother. That's usually what I'm talking about. That's
You shouldn't have said man-made. That's the only reason why I said it.
You're gonna get crickets on that one. Sheer crickets.
the Libyan flood. Sounds like a Friday night to me, my friend.
Man-made.
I still need to buy that sheet.
Or woman-made.
Yeah, you need to buy that squirt blanket. To keep it on the topic of moisture, but
Yeah, can you explain that though? Because how was it?
yeah. So it was like heavy rains. You know, there's actually like been flooding in like all over the world, whether it's in like Mexico, Hong Kong.
I saw the Hong Kong one.
Yeah,
too.
Libya. Like, and it's crazy flooding. Like,
Is
but
it like from rain or something's failing?
well, that's the thing with Libya. It's heavy rains, and then the dams broke, and the dams are pretty close to like a bigger city in Libya. So I think it's like up to 10,000 dead
Yeah,
in Libya. But
it was bad. Like everything was like destroyed.
Are they under sea level?
I don't think
it was just
so.
that much
but
water?
It's just a lot of water. But a dam breaks near a population, so there's like huge consequences. But there's a lot of stuff saying like the U.S. government is saying that like or I don't know, pundits or something are saying that the Libyan government is slow to act to save it or to help its own population.
I
But
saw that.
there's a lot of stuff like a common thread. I think like maybe in the last 5-10 years, like the U.S. government has spent like $1 trillion bombing Libya, bombing the shit out of Libya. So it's
Barack, baby. My boy Barry.
Barack, George.
I told you Barry was dropping bombs.
Barry
He didn't
was
give a
like-
fuck.
he was-
I
he
told
was
you all,
like-
but
yeah.
no, it's Barry.
That's why he found the way to change the words, and It's a lot easier to drop bombs when the words aren't saying
I'm
you're
telling
killing
you, we were a
people.
lot nicer when Barry was out here.
When you're instead of saying dropping bombs, you're saying you're spreading democracy or defending freedom. It's a lot easier
Lot
to
easier.
take in than
Well, and also
we're bombing civilian
they
population.
changed the terminology of like
What a bombing is, actually.
and no, yeah, but what civilian deaths are, or like
Ooh, like
casualties.
insurgents.
casualties. Yeah, so there were no casualties basically.
Only
ever.
insurgents.
Yeah,
Yeah, when everybody's an
Everything-
insurgent,
everyone's
then
an
it's like,
insurgent.
but yeah, like
we're
so,
doing great.
We're
yeah, I
doing
think
good.
they sent like maybe $1 million, $10 million to Libya in foreign aid, but they've spent like trillions, billions of dollars.
Who sent this money?
U.S.
US.
government.
Oh, dope. How much did they give the VA?
A lot less than that.
Oh.
Well, I mean, my
Wait, how much money did you give the VA?
I assumed our government was taking it from me to give them.
nope, they don't give nothing to the VA.
Well, that's my assumption.
I mean, I'm pretty sure my brother was
only
like
if
a,
Oprah was out here saying, "Give money to the VA."
She
I mean,
had
that
to
would-
be out here
that
with the
would
legless vet.
that would help.
That would help.
My brother,
See, it would help. Optics help.
but like as long as she donated herself as well.
Why?
It just helps more.
Gotta put your money where
Okay,
your
so
mouth
she got
is.
him a leg from Elon. A neural leg.
This is a neural link, which maybe have a leg. So yeah, that always confuses me with like, yeah, we'll spend all this money to bomb people back to the Stone Age, and then something bad happens, and we're like, oh, we'll give you money to.
Well, that's
This is
I mean,
scheme,
speaking
dude.
of like
It's
government
the dog and pony
government
show.
aid, like they just
Ukraine?
they sent another $1 billion to Ukraine,
War on drugs.
and that's about $43 billion total.
That's insane. $43 billion.
In like in the
Fake dollars,
in
but
about
whatever.
in about a year.
well, those fake dollars turn to real things.
Yeah.
Well, it's not. They're not giving like. I don't think they're actually giving money. I think it's
No, they're sending tanks.
yeah.
and
They're sending it in
hardware.
terms of weapons.
That's what I'm saying. That fake money turned into stuff. So the fake money then paid a real U.S. company.
Which is what's funny
Real
because
tank.
our number one export
Real
is
casualties.
war. Isn't our number one?
That's all we sell.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
We're
entertainment.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
we're not. We're
like-
lagging behind in everything except for defense spending.
Yeah. So like it's kind of crazy when you think about like the US needs war to be successful as a country because
That's how we were built. That's what we need.
yeah, which why there's always I guess a hand in the pocket. But 43 billion to Ukraine, I mean damn. That dude
But
must be giving some good blows.
we could like.
back. I don't know.
But we could
What
like.
the-
We could have done. I don't know. Universal health care for that much.
you could have
Nah,
done
we couldn't have.
you could have done universal school, health
No
care.
way. No way. It would have been way more.
At least could have got some
You could have wiped
some-
out student debt for $43 billion.
No
though.
way.
could have
No
at least got
possible
some
way.
clean water in Flint.
Well, you know what? Ukraine's hurting. So let's just give them the fake money and turn it into real things that we can.
Why
make
can't
money
I
off
get
of.
fake money?
Because
We did 2 years
giving
ago.
you fake money isn't then me getting anything in return.
It was
But,
called a stimmy.
It's
It's then making me lose money.
well because I've
But then we all
failed
lose.
to file taxes for a couple of years, so I just didn't. I didn't get any stimmy. I made up for this last. I filed my last taxes, but yeah, I didn't get no stimmy.
Did you? Are you
Did you
paid?
make your own W-2s as well?
No comment.
drawn boxes and shit.
I didn't know I needed a box 19.
I just told him it was a really rough scan. So like, I hope
box
you guys
21
can
is
like
a knife.
you guys
It's
can,
savage.
He just writes a note that
it
says
says 21, 21, 21. It's a box.
It's a box 21. It's a box.
It's a box.
Jeez.
Goodness gracious.
Great
But
balls
yeah,
of
you know.
fire.
Speaking about everybody's favorite president, Biden proposed a 25% tax for the ultra rich.
Isn't that, before I answer though, isn't that his statistic though? He's everyone's favorite president?
Yeah,
Isn't that just because there's more people?
yours, mine,
Wait,
his.
explain this
Theirs.
statistic.
Because there's more people. So if there's more people than the last president, the more dumb people that do like him, it is going to make more.
But is this a real thing
not
or
sure
just
what
something
you
he
mean.
tells people?
that's what they tell us.
I was just joking.
I think
Oh,
I
I
was
was
like,
going to say, I was like,
bro, I
that
don't
sounded good
think-
enough to me.
no.
Well,
I think
when
the,
you say
I think
anything
the
with
last
confidence.
favorite president was Obama, first round,
Oh, like statistically.
statistically.
Like he actually
he
more
had the
than
highest
50%.
approval rating.
yeah, first round
Yeah.
Obama was
Yeah.
like walking on sunshine.
It was.
Yeah, everyone
It
was feeling good about
Everyone was-
themselves. We were
they
just like,
they
oh,
were.
so good.
Second
They were.
term, that's when the gray hairs came.
Yeah.
That's when
It went from hope to change or something like that. It was like a little more stern. You're like, ooh.
It did.
Mm-hmm.
Probably JFK had a high rating too. Probably
Yeah.
initial
Yeah.
rating.
Same thing with
I think Reagan did
Reagan
at first
did
because he
too,
was
huh?
like he was an actor, or
Actor.
some shit. So
I think Clinton first round did.
Billy Clinton.
Yeah,
When he
playing
had
the
the little saxophone on Arsenio.
Yep. He did his I did not inhale.
That was.
I did not
I don't know.
inhale.
Not inhale. Like, yeah, you did, bro.
Of course, he was smoking.
Yeah, you're smoking. Smoking a
the reefer.
pancake.
Smoking a pancake.
I think Bill Clinton would be cool to hang out with, even though he's like,
Now?
No, like.
Oh, back then.
I think actually right now George Bush would be cool to hang out with.
Doing
think
his
that's
paintings of his dogs.
Yeah.
Painting
I think that's
think
what
his
white
paintings
people
aren't
say
half
about
bad.
old Donnie. Donnie Trumpster.
I don't. Think
I
I'd
do
ever
have a
hang out
friend
with
who I'd posed that, like, what's the 5 people you would bring to a dinner? And she was like, Donald Trump. I was like, I looked
She
at
wants to
her.
get grabbed by the pussy?
I was just like looking at her different. I was like, why? She's like, I just want to ask him things. I'm like, there's so many other people you could ask.
Like,
What,
how many
what was
he
the other
grabbed?
people that she said in like she would invite to dinner?
Hitler.
No, I think
Stalin.
it was like Jesus,
Rumsfeld.
Donald Rumsfeld.
Colin Powell,
Cheney.
Rumsfeld, Dick Cheney, and throw Condoleezza in just
Dude,
for.
Jimi Hendrix in there just because there's someone like.
She's like, I need somebody. So, God,
He said Condoleezza Rice. Sounds like a Mexican dish.
Sounds like a Mexican. Wow.
That was
No.
Dave Chappelle.
who's
It was.
Who?
Dang, who's the Candace Owens? Did
Oh.
she say
Oh,
her?
I hate Candace Owens.
I wouldn't be able to do it. I wouldn't make it through my meal, even if I was like at dinner.
She just seems too like she's not like she
I
doesn't
don't
even believe
think she-
herself.
Well, but it's like, do you think she like has drank so much of the Kool-Aid
Yeah.
that she like
Mhm.
believes it, or she's just like,
Mm.
I need to get that bag, so I need to keep saying shit.
I don't know. I know she's lost and she's gone, but I don't know how far gone.
I mean, I think she's out here being like, I am the change.
Of course, she
Well,
is.
because she's just like,
So was Alex Jones.
Hey,
And what was that lawsuit
gay
that they got
frogs.
against him for
There's gay-
Sandy Hook?
Oh.
It was like in the billies.
yeah.
So he was the change. The change is someone else's bank account.
Yeah,
I mean, that fool definitely was
Praise
on
the fake
some-
money.
some drogas too. Praise that. So 25% on the ultra rich. I mean, doesn't
that's quite a lot.
Wait, what are we doing to them?
Does that mean that he also like that happens to him too, right? Because he
Well,
would be lumped
I'm
in
wondering,
as the
it's
ultra
probably
rich.
not just millionaires because there's a lot of millionaires. I'm guessing like billionaires. Like
so it's
they're
like
paying,
that 1%, the 1%.
Yeah, the 1%, like the 25%.
What happened? What are we talking about?
Like he wants to
25%
tax
tax.
25% of their income for the ultra
For
rich.
why?
To pay for shit. Like
They're already taking enough money from us.
That they aren't though.
you mean
think
wait,
they
the
are.
billionaires are or the government?
The government.
I mean no, but they're not taking like they're not like the ultra rich. They don't pay for.
why should
find
they have to
tax
pay more? There's just one person.
Isn't if it's a percent?
Who cares how much you make? You're one person.
So
So
one person can change the world.
I believe I heard you say that you could do anything.
Yeah. Don't
You're the-
don't step
Live the
back.
American dream.
Don't limit yourself, Trey. You can be someone. You can change the world.
You can be that one
I'm
person.
all for fairness. I just don't think you can tax people more money because they make more money. We should have a regular tax, person tax,
Well, I would say they
Person
but,
tax. You're a person.
pay tax.
Tax.
pay that tax.
That's it.
Shouldn't it be a percentage?
But like
though?
through tax loops and stuff, they don't even. They
a
don't
percentage
even.
of what? Your livelihood? How much we say you're worth? What does that mean?
So how are you going to tax somebody a flat rate?
Because that's how we can. How
Well,
am I
that's
going
the
to
Trey universal
Isn't-
income.
isn't
How am I
that
gonna
harder
tax
though?
how am I going to tax something off that I don't know what you do?
But if I tax you 1% of your work,
That's too much. That's clearly too much.
1%
1% is too much.
of your job.
You feel like you should give 1% to government of what you worked hard for.
So how would you do a flat rate
It would be like $50
a year?
a week.
But for some, that's like say like.
But I would have regular wage, remember?
What's your regular wage? I just want to do your math really quick.
Regular wage would probably be like $45 an hour.
All right. So people making 45 an hour and they're working, I'm guessing, regular 40
Regular,
hours.
yep.
Okay. And they're paying 50
A week.
a week,
paying $200 a month.
200 a month.
That's how much a year?
Well, if you're doing a week,
2,000.
He's just trying to get the percent because it's more than
2,400.
1%, which I do know.
Oh, stop shooting yourself down already.
That's why I'm like, wait a second.
It was then he realized.
He fucked up.
No, I already know where we're going.
You just didn't think we'd follow. We didn't think you'd follow the breadcrumbs, huh?
No, but yeah, it's just like,
Well,
it's too
I mean,
much. You can't just,
So you're just, I mean,
it's too much. It should be literally, if it is a percentage,
72
it should be 0.25%.
72 is 1%. Just so you'd be making 7,200 a month.
So
on
was that right at
yours.
1%?
No, you're over.
That's why I said it was going to be over.
Yeah,
That's why I said my percent would be 0.25%.
Then there's no government
What's
funds
the
for
point?
anything.
We do have too many people working in the government. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely correct.
I mean,
But like,
I agree
like
with that.
the U.S. also has a lot of like socialist things, like paying for upkeep of roads. Like infrastructure costs a lot of money, and they don't.
It doesn't cost. The way we do it makes it cost a lot of money.
Well, yeah, like government bureaucracy for sure.
Yeah,
it
but
don't
it's-
cost as much as we say it costs.
correct.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying.
Well,
I
but
want to
that-
get rid of that. I want to get rid of the people making money off of us.
Do you
Well,
think
it's
you
because
could
it's
start?
like, well, wouldn't you just like you would nationalize everything then, right?
I can't tell people that though because we got the blue boys that won't go for that.
Yeah.
So
but then like that's
The red boys.
It's the red boys that are the ones that are making it cost more than it is.
Well, because they want to make more.
Exactly. So you get rid of the red boys? Is that what you're saying?
No, I got to bring them to my side with incentives.
What would incentives be? Tax
Less
breaks?
taxes.
They already get less
they
taxes.
already get tax breaks.
But I would be like, less tax breaks for you. More tax breaks for you. I'm sorry. Because you got
so
more.
like a fraction
So you're
of
giving
your
them more
0.25%?
money back.
0.00025.
So again,
they
the
get
rich-
a rebate.
So again, the people that make the money
get a
get more
rebate.
money back.
Should be.
So why don't you just keep it as it is now? Since
Why
that's how
do
it
you
is?
make more, you give more? That doesn't make sense to me.
I mean,
I feel like it does
I
make
think
sense.
it really does, but
Why?
Because if you
know
make less, you don't have that much to give because your basic cost of living
It shouldn't make a
occupies
difference.
all
We
of your.
give the same.
but we don't.
No, we don't.
I'm saying it shouldn't make a difference. We should give the same.
But it's not this. A flat rate isn't the same.
Somebody who's like without the Trey universal income or Trey, what was
Still
it
wouldn't be
called?
the
Trey
same.
bucks or something? Trey wage?
Trade wage.
I'm just saying we can't be just asking rich people to give up more
But it still
money.
wouldn't be the same because even if you did your tray wage and even if you taxed everybody, the money that the expense in living in California would be different in Arkansas. So your tray bucks would be different across. It's like you'd have to find a way to make all living
Cost the same.
cost the same across the whole United
It's
States.
going to cost the same in Montana as it does in fucking LA.
Like that's that, and like when I get what you're trying to say, but I mean, in a community sense, if you really want the country to be
Who said I want to be about the community?
but don't you want the country to function together?
We do without community right now.
Do we though?
We fight more than we bond together, for sure. We only bond together at times of problem, times of trouble. If we were out here bonding like a community should be every day, we'd be in a lot better place.
But don't you think in a community like take Nipsey because like he was known,
He was doing change. That was
and
one
he
dude.
gave way more because he made.
I don't
way
think
more.
he gave way more than he could. He gave what he wanted to.
He gave more than what the people
I know
on
he
the-
gave a lot. He
Yeah.
gave a lot.
Well,
He started schools.
I get that. Well, what's a lot? A lot to you?
No, but
He's
I'm saying
giving more than
He
50
gave a lot
he's
of his
giving-
money away, is what you're saying?
Yeah,
I'm
he's giving
saying
more than 1% of his thing.
percentage-wise, he's probably giving more percentage-wise away from his money than from other families that were local families giving.
I couldn't see that.
How?
Because I would see it just like how you're saying what rich people do. I would see you making like foundation stuff like that to move money in different places, which also garners money. It's like a church. It's doing good, but it also makes money. I'm not going to negate the fact that I make way more than we give out, which churches do. Because if a church didn't make more than they gave out, they wouldn't be mega churches with there.
Well, I actually don't even think they give out that much.
They don't. That's what I'm saying. They
I don't
take
think-
in
yeah,
more
I
than
think-
they give out.
I think it was a big tax.
Which I think
fucking fraud.
anyone that's a business person
Well,
is
they
going to
do
do.
say there's
You can't
like
be
a
rich
thing
and give out more than you take in.
with a lot of activists. They say don't trust 501c.
What's that?
It's like a nonprofit organization.
Oh, okay.
Don't trust those.
Oh,
In general.
that's their tax break. Yeah.
Yeah, because if
That's
like
their
most,
definition. Yeah,
anyone
that's
who's
their
a nonprofit
definition.
organization,
Yeah.
that's like a way to like
That's their
funnel
legal
money.
definition. Yeah,
Like
501c.
do
yeah.
community organizations because they're not necessarily nonprofit organizations because you want people who are doing direct action, direct change in your community. You
On
don't
the
give it
streets,
to like
yes, exactly. Yeah.
So like Nipsey, he didn't have like a nonprofit,
He did.
did he?
Of course he does. And he's got the Marathon clothing store. He had a lot of things
The
going on.
Marathon Clothing Store is not a nonprofit. That's like
They
a
turned
for-profit.
it's definitely a nonprofit now. Or they have some kind of
no,
nonprofit
they have a,
thing
they don't
going
have a
on.
nonprofit. They donate parts of proceeds, but that's not nonprofit.
No, I'm
It's a
pretty sure they
for-profit
have like
corporate- it's a
I think he had his
for-profit
own organization too that was nonprofit. It wasn't the Marathon, that's for profit, but I'm pretty sure he had another one too.
Well, yeah, he has a school, I think, or he started at school or schooling programs. Or
Just like
something.
LeBron's school. You
Well, that one got dragged
they
recently.
did get dragged recently. But I'm just
Yeah.
saying, you really think that they're giving back more than they're taking in? They
No,
can't.
I'm saying that he's giving back more and the percentage based than the regular community house.
Like
Like
somebody
you're saying-
in the community he's helping.
I don't think so.
How?
I think so.
That's crazy.
Because how could he be rich then if he's giving away
I don't
more
think
money?
I
No,
think he
he's
was-
not giving. That doesn't relate to it. If
It
I
does.
make no, it doesn't. Because if I make $1 million a year,
Okay.
but I give out 10,000,
Okay.
that's more money than if a home makes 100,000 and they give out 8,000.
Isn't
See,
it the same as this 10%?
but that's what.
10%
But
of
that's
a million
what
is not
we're-
10,000.
Oh, 1%.
But that's what. We're,
It's the same, right?
But
It's
what we're
1%.
saying is, it makes sense to do percentages. At least I'm saying it makes sense to do percentage where you're saying a flat rate. Like flat rates don't make. How would you do a flat rate if everyone?
Because I don't think just because you make more money, you should have to pay more money. That's just how I feel. I just feel that way. That's it. If you make more money, that should be the luxury of you making more money.
Let me see. Like, okay,
You
so
shouldn't have to pay more money because you've actually done something, whatever it is, climbed over somebody, did something to make more money. You should be able to keep it.
Do you think that you would make that money all by yourself though? Like that you are the sole entity that makes that money?
You could pay your employees a little bit more too. Who cares? You still make more money.
Well, this will go. How do you feel about this? Like in California, they just approved a measure where fast food workers are making $20 an hour.
yeah.
How do you feel about that?
They probably can afford it. The restaurants, because they're not mom and pop shops, because mom and pop shops don't have more than 20 employees.
So you think it's fair?
It is fair.
For fast food to be, was that the
Is there
government
getting-
stepped in?
I don't know.
It's the
who
California.
stepped in.
It's the state government.
State.
It's a because there was something about like they were and they're also working with future like wage hikes to like till 2029 or something like that. So, but I was just saying because like I saw a lot of people
It's fair though,
commenting
because the people that the corporations they're going after, they can give their employees more money. They're not going after companies and saying, "Hey, you got to give these people more money that can't afford it."
No, yeah, no. Well, I was just saying because I saw a lot of people like
It's like
animosity
McDonald's
online.
and shit. It's like chains.
Because that's not. I don't think fast food is an easy job. Do you?
I mean, yeah, I do.
I think
Like
it's
easy to do? Like,
Yeah, it's easy to do. It's easy to acquire.
well, it's just because it's easy to be a janitor doesn't mean it's easy work.
I didn't
think
say a janitor was easy work, though. You did. You asked me.
I did not
"Is
say.
fast food easy work, and I said yes.
Like, easy as in
Easy as in easy.
a train. Like, do you think interacting?
I think
feel
that
like
making a sandwich with the pieces already put in front of you is easy to make, Josh. Yes.
A sandwich?
I think the hardest thing to do is wrap it and call the number out correctly.
well, I'm saying doing that 8 hours a day. You think that's easy? I don't think doing anything for 8 hours a day is easy work.
okay, so what are we saying?
But like, I'm just saying, like, I saw a lot
in
of
the scheme of work, it's the easiest of what we could do. Yes, it's about as easy as being a security guard that just watches the screen all day.
I don't know. I think being a CEO, you're just asked questions and making decisions. I think that's easier work than fucking manual labor. You're just referred to. You're asked questions and you're just
You
making
think
decisions.
that making a sandwich is more important than making decisions
more
that
important.
could
I think that's
define
easier.
hundreds of people's livelihoods?
Yeah, because they don't care about the individual workers. Look at the strikes right now.
But they're still in charge of making their decisions. So
Doesn't
the
mean-
sandwich person,
I think that's
is
easy
smarter
work.
than
They're
the
not
person
doing
that's
any.
the CEO, right?
They have no risk. CEOs have no risk.
What do you mean? Their risk is their job, their
But they're
livelihood.
and they're getting paid $30 million to do for it. If you do a bad
So you
job,
think they want to lose that?
they're still getting a golden parachute. They're still making
What
that
is the
$30
golden
million.
parachute if they make $30 million and they live at making and they live at $28 million a year? So what is the golden parachute if they lose their job? They're just like every
Do
other
you think
person.
do you think they had no money before? They're making $30 million
I'm
that
saying
year.
they're
and
like
they,
every other person. If anybody, whoever there, whatever job there, loses their job, they're probably kind of struggling.
I don't think somebody who's
think
making
so.
$30 million a year, I don't think they're struggling.
I
think your lifestyle, that's your choice. You don't have to. You can be.
Then it's relative.
I agree with that.
Then
I
the
think
struggle
Well, yeah,
is
of
the
course it's
same.
relevant.
It's
Then why-
about how
then-
you
Then the
save your,
struggle
yeah.
is the same because it's
Then-
relative. Then
to a
Yeah,
degree.
but I think somebody who's
Exactly,
somebody
to a
who's
degree.
somebody who's supporting their family working at fast food.
I just think that
I think their struggle is a lot more than somebody who's.
That's not the struggle of the job, Josh. The job requires them to put this bun with this patty of meat.
You're
with
talking
this
about
piece
the
of
actions.
lettuce.
You're talking about the
That
peop-
is the job.
Yeah, but you're also interacting with public who is not always.
You're
the
not
nicest
if you're
people.
a fry cook.
I mean, I don't know.
You're not if you're a burger boy on the line.
If you're a fry cook, you're fucking working in 300-degree fucking oil 8 hours a day. You think that's fucking easy?
I think it's simple, but I don't know if it's
simple,
easy.
but it's not easy.
In your logic, no job is easy, but in the logic, you are also thinking it is the easiest of jobs you could probably get, Josh.
No, look at fuck. I'm not
What's
saying
easier?
you're saying that. Look, I'm not saying things
What's
like
easier than
simple.
working at a fast food place?
I mean, I watch those people in the offices move mail. That seems like a pretty easy job.
Like a mail sorter?
Yeah, that seems like a pretty easy job.
Well, because like by
It's
your
still bottom of the barrel, though.
well, by
I'm
your
not saying anything
by your
different than
logic,
that,
but what you're saying like easy, like because talking about skills, like people who are working in agriculture, that's an easy job because you're just picking stuff out.
fruit.
I think simple.
Simple.
I don't know if
Simple.
easy is the
But
right
that's
word.
what if we're taking.
I think simple is a better word.
Every job is not simple, but it's a easier job than some others.
I think CEO is an easy job.
That's tough.
That doesn't
To
even make
say.
any sense, Josh.
I mean,
I think it's low risk. Like you might say high risk, but like I feel like CEOs have such an elevated position. The amount they're compensated for the amount of labor they do is very disproportionate.
but their
That's
job
what I'm
doesn't
saying.
require for them to be a labor front.
I'm not saying like
Work doesn't require you just to be
I don't know.
physical.
That's a tough one to say because, like, to some degrees, I think it'd be really easy to say
Go
like
put
that
McDonald's
CEO is
fry
lazy.
cook as the CEO.
But like, take
no, yeah, just do that.
But like,
Put McDonald's fry cook as a CEO for 2 days.
well, I would say look put the
Just
put
2
the,
days.
Put the mail.
I
put
guarantee you the CEO can go fucking cook some fries.
But will they?
well, I mean, if you have no choice,
Josh,
you have no
They,
choice.
Josh.
I'm saying you're not part of that. You're not part of this economic class.
Giving them 2 work days, give them the same workload. The fry cook is not going to know what to do.
The others on the job training.
I mean,
Oh, I'm just
I
look
don't
at this.
think
Look
you
at
would
this.
ever
Like,
get that scenario though.
no,
where
I
you're
know
just gonna
it's
put someone
it's like,
rando
yeah,
into
I know
a
it is.
CEO.
No, but I'm saying like look at the. I'll see this as a very specific example. Like, how well are the studio heads of these Hollywood movie studios? How well are they doing this job? If like Warner Brothers is $200 billion in debt, I feel like the people who are running the company, I feel like somebody who's a fucking fresh out of school with no job experience, they could run it just as well, which is not well as the people who are getting paid $30 million to do it.
But what if the adverse is that CEO saying, well, you guys were in debt $500 million and now we're only at 250. So that's a good job, right? Or no?
But the reality is they're not. They've been slowly getting billions and billions of dollars in debt every single year.
So you just
I'm saying
have
like
no CEOs in? What are you
I'm saying like
proposing?
I
don't get what you're proposing.
I'm telling you, I'm not proposing anything. I'm saying that the amount of work and the amount of like benefit that they're doing.
Okay.
I'm saying this is a very specific case. I think CEOs are overpaid for what they do because a lot of times there's not much to it.
Okay, I get that. But how overpaid? Because you're saying that they should be paid to the lowest degree of what's going on at their company.
No, I did not say that.
That's almost what you said earlier.
I don't know how did you interpret that?
I don't think he said that.
Because you're saying they're not worth anything.
No, you're the one who's saying. I'm saying a fry
saying they're
cook
not worth
is not
it.
an easy job. I'm saying fast food is not an easy job. I'm saying like the amount of actual like work and labor, like.
So you're saying
I think
because the
it's- I think
CEO
it's like-
doesn't have to actually stand on his feet and maybe stand in front of a 300-degree fryer that the job is easier?
I'm saying it's
That's
not.
what you're
I'm
saying,
saying
right?
the work is.
That's what you're saying, right?
I think of
The job
fast-
is easier, right?
I
Is
think
what you're
in terms
saying,
of
right?
like
Are you talking about the physical labor of the job?
You're saying the job is easier, right?
I'm saying I think it's more difficult than being a CEO.
That's like
That's a crazy
I know
statement.
it's subjective, but
That's just
I
a
think
crazy statement. It's
I
not
think
even
that's
subjective.
the best way to say it is it's subjective because there's times where like
yeah, but you also say I think it's a crazy statement that you think richer people shouldn't pay more money. 'Cause
Yeah, they shouldn't have to pay more money.
that
A CEO and any bottom of the barrel person.
I don't agree with that. I think the CEO.
Yeah, but you're also like coming from
Like-
this like mindset. You're saying bottom of the barrel person.
You said a fry cook.
I didn't say. I'm saying fast food workers, and you're calling them bottom of the barrel.
I'm saying it's a very easy job. I'm changing my wording. It's a very easy job.
I still wouldn't use that term.
I don't think it's an easy job.
I mean, that's greatly.
Sorry,
it's-
it's very easy.
I think it's
I think
just
it's
in
a simple.
comparison.
I think it's a simple job. But I
like,
think being a CEO could be a simple job as well.
if I worked as a like I've watched like many,
Wait. You think it's simple or easy?
what
McDonald's.
I would say it's
Simple,
probably
but it's
simple.
not easy.
I don't know if it's easy.
So with that logic, is there hard jobs?
Yeah.
Which are? Give me a couple ideas of hard jobs.
I think
Of like complexity or
Just your definition. You're saying that that's a simple job. So give me a definition.
well, no,
of a
I'm
hard
talking
job.
about no. It's that simple and hard aren't different. Like easy, hard, different. Simple and complex. Like a
Then
complex
give me a complex job. What's a complex job?
coders.
Why? What makes that complex?
Because you have to be able to go through lines and well, I mean, not with AI now because it makes it easier, but like being able to go and seek out what the issue is within your code and be able to rewrite that, test it in staging, make sure the data is correct, and test it again in production. That's a more complex job.
Is that more complex than knowing the exact temperature that crisp a perfect French fry and how long to keep it in there? It just sounds like you're talking through the job. There is no difference of complexity.
Yeah,
You're
there
just-
is.
I think there's
100%.
totally difference of
There's
complexity.
Whoa.
100%. Yeah, there's different levels of complexity, just like there's different levels of complexity to your day-to-day actions.
So then you're
Like-
saying a CEO's level of job is equal to a lower complexity then? They're overranked, what you're saying, right? They should be at a lower complexity.
No, I don't think. Well, because a lot of board high level jobs, you're not crunching the numbers. You're not doing the things. You're making the decisions.
So
people
no
are bringing
job
you
should have a
information.
board then, right? No company should have boards.
I didn't say that.
Just employees that
You're going to
work?
say, oh, that's what you're basically saying. I'm not saying that. I'm saying they're overcompensated.
So
that's all I'm
they
saying.
should make less than
You're going to say make less than a fry cook.
no,
I didn't say that either.
No, I'm going to say people on the board should make less than say I'm trying to think of
I don't think they should make less than anything. I think they should get paid less. I think they should get paid less than what they do now.
I think he's just
And that's not saying every
shared.
board, every CEO. I'm saying a majority of like a lot of these in major corporations, they're overcompensated. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying.
I feel
that-
like I'll accept that, but I feel like then on the rebuttal that most CEOs feel like their employees at a lower level are grossly compensated too much.
Probably. I mean, to some degree, 100%.
Well, some are like that's why like
I wouldn't say no to that.
in tech, like a lot of them, because it's such
So I
boom,
guess
it's such
one of
boom and
those,
bust
the
cycles.
grass is always greener on the other side type things is what I'm
Well,
getting
like
to.
I think what like I can only speak from like with my work and how I see it in my space, where I know the people who make less, like I guess you would say more grunt workers. They're like, damn, we should be making more money.
But why do they feel like that?
I'm just gonna, say that they should be saying if we brought in like if our revenue was 300 million, right, and we didn't get raises, but we know that within that 300 million, these individuals
Get X amount of dollars.
get X amount of money,
And they put in the same amount of input I put, right?
well,
That's
so-
what they're getting
so,
at,
yeah.
basically, right? They're not doing anything more than me,
Well, what I think not
but
that
they're getting paid more than
I
me.
think not that, but it's saying if the whole system required us as well as you, and the money came in and none of that trickled down to us and stopped there, that seems unfair, especially then when this company keeps on doing better. I have no say. There's nothing that's saying that I'm going to get something from it. Now, I know on your side you would say, well, that's the job you took. And like you should
Or
know
no,
that.
I wasn't going to say that, but I would say it's easy to say that when you're not on the board. You really don't know what the job's doing.
Well, I know.
You really don't know
I mean,
what
from
our
my
numbers.
I do because we have a small company, so I get to hear it and I get to hear all those parts. And I also understand that boards, more often than not, the CEO's one job really is to
Make
make sure
money.
that the money comes back to the board, and that's
Or
basically
the investors or
the investors.
trustees.
Yeah. And that's basically
not a simple job.
I think it's a complex job, but it's
It's a
simple.
very complex
it's
job.
simple though.
It's not
I think
simple.
I think it's straightforward.
Yeah, sorry.
I think it's
that's a better word,
straightforward in the
straightforward,
sense
not
of
simple.
like I don't think it's easy at all. But like I know my CEO is like, this is what we're gonna do. This is what we're gonna do.
because it has to be done.
That's it.
That's it.
And like that's a
But
very straightforward.
I'm saying that's a lot different from a fry cook.
Yeah. What? But like I can go and say like, okay, in my scenario, we have my CEO, and then I have like one of my workers who's just like a regular like customer support person. Like basic is what people would say that job is. Like you follow basic tasks and things like that. At the same time, the majority of my office cannot do their job. And so I think in that sense, it's like I can't call it an easy job technically because like some person might get in front of it and be like, this is actually a complex job.
That's what I'm trying to say to Josh. For a CEO or whatever, it's not complex. It's for a chef, take out fry cook, but anyone, there's skill taken to do anything, precision to taken to do anything. Nothing in this life is easy. Everything in this life is complex. Just because you feel like you sit around in a computer and maybe do something a little bit more doesn't make it more complex than the other thing.
But I mean, it's like scientific, like it's statistical that certain things you're able to process and do easier because they're basic or remedial. We're in comparison to their.
But I wasn't talking. I said to do anything at a good level, it's complex.
No.
Okay, then everything's easy then.
No, I'm just saying like tying your shoe is not complex. To do it at a good level, tying your shoe is not complex. There's a certain point.
Yeah, it is. Tie your shoe like we seen on that video in 2 seconds. You can't do that because it's complex.
What are you talking about?
You're talking about the lacing up of the things.
No, I'm talking about just loop, swoop, pull.
I'm not talking about that. I'm saying to do something well and complex, it's hard. Nothing is easy. You can do anything and make it easy, or you can do anything and make it difficult.
Well, but you're kind of like going against the point. Like, I don't know if you were being facetious or not, but you're like, to get the fry to the perfect Christmas level.
No, I'm not being facetious. That's a real thing.
And like, that's like a lot of.
I'm not
like
saying
a
that
lot
the
of food
fry
that comes
cook
out
would do that, but I'm saying someone that really takes it that serious is just as a complex equation as a coder or anybody else.
But then also, why are they getting paid much less or not seeing benefits when there's like?
But that's not that person that's a fry cook. That person that's a fry cook is literally just doing what I told them to do. They're not the ones that are trying to figure out why it's crispy, like the person I was telling you. That would make it the same complexity level as, say, another position.
I mean, aren't you just picking and choosing then? What?
No, because you're saying like I'm still just the CEO is important, and I feel like that's why it's at the top because it's one of the most important positions, and I would never negate that. And I feel like Josh was just kind of doing that. That's it.
I think it's an important position, and I agree with you on that. I also agree with Josh kind of saying is like because I've already seen it. I've seen CEOs get replaced like
of course,
easy. Like somebody comes in but they get replaced, but like it's not a big deal. Like
because it isn't though.
And I think that's kind of what Josh is also saying is like, how is this person being made to be such a big deal when ultimately
because they're not still an employee? It's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but if they're still an employee at a lower income bracket, like it's more of a big deal if they lose their job.
Yeah,
they're living paycheck to paycheck. Somebody who's making $30 million a year is not living paycheck to paycheck.
They could be though.
Hopefully not.
Well, like
but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but
they could. Well,
yeah, maybe Jeff Bezos
and what I'm
is like.
saying, if you are making 30 million, no, but if you're making 30 million and you're living at a opulent lifestyle and you lose it all, just look at the statistics of football players. How many professional football players still have money after they play the NFL? You know how many it is? 13%.
Yeah.
And why is that? If they have money, they should be able to keep money, right?
No, but that's like I'm talking like month to month. You're talking about like it's dwindling after a while. And you should live at your means, but I think people don't
lost their job.
I do think just to kind of bring it back, I will say $20 an hour for fast food is a bit shocking to me because I would think then what about all the people that don't make $20 an hour and they do a job that's like, I don't know, car washing. I'm just going to say that one.
Well, no, look at like
more labor intensive
agricultural workers.
I would say more labor intensive.
I'm here for people to make the right money and that's great. And then like fast food, like I'm always surprised that somehow through all of life, there's always a long line in front of McDonald's and in front of so I get it that like people rely on fast food crazy amounts for like being there and doing the thing. And I know that they get spit on for their jobs because people don't take it seriously. They do dumb, like, people do pranks and shit. But I would say also like, if they're getting $20 an hour in California, I would love somebody to also just look at like all jobs in California and how like people aren't getting correct. Like, I don't know when you guys have last gotten raises for your jobs.
I gotta ask for it, but I get it when I ask for it.
But like comparison to how much life has changed and how it's more expensive, it
doesn't equate.
So like, I mean, that's cool for them. I think that's great. I also kind of wonder like, I I mean, I hate to be like, what about me? I'm not trying to make it about what about me, but like, what about people
What about us?
Isn't isn't $15 an hour still
It might have been 16. No?
is 16? Shouldn't you just make $20 an hour then if it's gonna be
That's
fast
minimum wage.
Or is that now putting down fast
Well,
food workers because you're
It's
saying
going there. The thing is already is going there, but it's already going there, so they got to wait to pass it up again. Because I think it's going to be like $20, but like in like 31. Because they projected
that's
out,
so long.
like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's like 7
'cause
years or something.
I think the one I don't. It's not like immediate effect, but probably in the next couple of years, I think it's going to hit
the
that
next bump. Yeah,
I just think it's like because they put up with. I think
Bullshit.
people don't have the best public behavior when interacting with fast food
Agreed.
workers. I think that's like
I think I
like-
know why they did it.
even as retail, like we don't get people like we're not. When I was working retail, we didn't get treated nice. Like there was a lot of people
Yeah.
who were nice to us, but like
For the most
people
part.
who wouldn't even talk to me. I don't know.
I think
you know,
they did it because they're going to be just replacing them with robots anyway.
could be, but
Well,
I mean,
no, McDonald's was the first place. I said they're going to take out all of the self-serve fountain
Sodas.
drinks,
because they say
Oh, yeah?
they're saying people were.
abusing
but
it.
that's
and
like
most people either
that's- I think that's just. I think that's just the bullshit. I think that's just the bullshit reason.
It is.
They're just using that to replace them and like having to
Any
give out
reason.
less.
But the thing is, are they wrong for doing that? Because it probably is more cost
No,
effective.
it's totally
and
cost
it probably
effective.
would lower the threshold for errors.
I think I think it's just cost cutting. It's cost cutting.
I think everything can be hacked, so I don't know. Every time I hear something about machines taking over, I just think about someone hacking them.
I mean, but at the same time, like
mean,
machines working, like
Look at how
the
fast
soft
those
serve
checks to
the soft serve
debit cards
machines
went to. Everybody wrote a check. All our parents wrote checks.
Oh yeah. I know. Whenever I see somebody use a check, I'm like,
And now
Wow.
it would be crazy if any of us wrote a check. It would have to be some specific.
I do.
hate that.
I do
Very
like
specific.
once a year. Something I have to write a check for something.
Very specific though, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like I don't know how fast. I think some like one of my friends, she works in robotics. She was trying to like make a fry robot.
Oh, to actually make
Make the fries. So like a difficult job, like won't even be there anymore. It's going to be robotics. But at the same time, like how often do the ice cream machines at McDonald's even work?
That's why if you replace it, the only reason why they don't work is because no one wants to clean it. So they say it doesn't work because it's supposed to be like the most extreme cleaning
thing
thing
to do.
But
Yeah.
then
Take,
shouldn't
like,
it
50
be
things
like
apart to
Yeah, but
clean
shouldn't it be like the
It
machines should be able to clean themselves, right?
You would think
I
Yeah, you
mean,
think.
Not really.
that's true. Because what machines
Not-
do we have that?
yeah,
clean
not
themselves?
really.
Your coffee machine don't clean itself.
I mean,
your refrigerator don't clean
itself. That's what
itself.
I was thinking. Like
Your
refrigerant.
bed don't clean itself.
Roombas
What
don't
happens
even
when
clean
your Roomba
themselves.
breaks? Does
Just
another
a bug.
Roomba come out?
You just throw it in the garbage and they find another
Yeah,
Roomba.
no, do one.
Yeah, most things don't clean themselves. So your
Do you-
oven does.
But you
But you have to push
I
that.
gotta
You
press
have
the
to turn it on. Yeah.
Your oven does.
So, because I know we talked a lot about.
dishwashers do.
They
Well, I
do
mean,
sanitation because it's kind of
sanitation.
easy. Just
Yeah.
go hot.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Sorry,
you-
what are you saying?
Do you think? Because we've talked about a couple past weeks of strikes and stuff. Like no one I guess struck. I don't think fast food workers.
I don't even know
They
if they
didn't
have
go
a
on
union.
strike.
Oh,
right? Did
Waffle
they?
House workers, they went on strike.
Did they?
Oh, yeah?
I don't think they're unionized. I think it was just like a walkout
Like,
type
I don't
of
know
thing.
if fast food's unionized.
I didn't. But
No,
I
I
do.
don't
But
think
I'm
so.
curious. Like, I mean, I'm guessing the SAG strike's still going.
Yeah.
Because we haven't heard nothing
We haven't
about
heard
it.
anything about it. The railroad strike didn't happen.
Nope.
UPS
strike did
UPS
happen.
strike did happen, and now you have the UAW, the United
Auto
Auto
Workers
Workers Union, or they're striking.
I didn't even know we had those still.
Yeah,
It's
big
Detroit.
I thought
Big
they were
three.
They still have the
Machines.
three.
Well, they still got to have people run the machines. The machines can't clean themselves.
I mean,
you know?
like it's a very small percentage in the end of what it used to be.
That's all. Yeah,
But like,
not even like 10%.
it's still I think
doesn't-
13,000 workers.
yeah.
but from
yeah.
like, you know how many it used to be when they used to call
Oh, it
Detroit
was all-
Motor City?
yeah.
When Detroit was
Individual-
Motor City, you know how many used
Yeah.
to be employed out there?
It's-
Assembly line worker.
Exactly.
It was just interesting to me because they were saying, like they saved up enough money for like 3 months of strikes for all their employees, but
Oh,
their
that's what they
employees
did?
only make $500 a week if they're
it's a portion.
for strike. Yeah, it's like 40%.
So they have like reserves.
Yeah, so then they save some like 800 something million up for them to be able to do this. And I know nothing about unions, but I just kind of wonder like,
Why don't you just give it to the people?
well, that was part of it. I'm like, I don't understand like that. And then the other part was they said like the newscast I heard was like sometimes companies just move their plants to anti-union states, and I'm like, well, if it's that easy,
It is that easy.
Well, when you have that much capital, you could do that.
That's what it is.
It's capital.
When you have that, and that's what the most people don't see. When they're trying to make change, and they're trying to change, it was like, dude, but these people have all the capital.
But that's why, like, they try.
And they're going to acquiesce to save face enough to where you guys are still going to be buying
doing
from
it.
them.
Yeah,
that's it.
Well, that's what's. I mean, it's brutal when you think about Detroit because of where it was before, and it's been and like just Motor City's nothing, and then you have something where like this is happening. They're already small, but it would also destroy even more of like ultimately it's a small impact currently, but let's say it goes beyond those 3 months, which
it is.
If they do, then now all their money's dried up, and now what do? Now people aren't spending money in the communities because they aren't making the same amount of money, and like I do kind of wonder, like I know I didn't agree with Trey at all about the SAG strike when he was saying who has the power, but on this one I do wonder like actually who does have the power ultimately, because
it's not like a visible thing like actors.
It doesn't feel the same, and it's only in one small spot. Which I mean, if it was Detroit City, or for Motor City back in the day, if it was like if ultimately if Ford and Oldsmobile and stuff like that mattered as like big names, but like
they used to,
yeah. And so I was just like thinking, like, damn, like for them, like
what's gonna happen.
Well, but if you look, like they only have like say even if the lot, like the new car dealership lot is full, like they get shipments in all the time. So once that dries up, the dealerships don't have money.
Yeah, they did say that.
Which makes the auto plants, they're not making money. They're not like the auto part makers. They're not making money because they're not shipping new parts. Because it's like a whole like chain.
Well,
of
it is,
supply.
and most of the electronics are coming from China.
Yeah, and it's like I'm sure you know about the infrastructure. It gets made in Taiwan.
Yep.
Gets sent to like China, or no, gets sent to the U.S. and gets something like
then it gets sent back to
a
China.
Transistor fitted to it. Then gets sent to China, and then it'll get sent to Mexico. Then it'll get sent to like Georgia. For like
exactly, because Mexico's a big place before we get the electronics.
They're because their auto industry is growing because a lot of companies are moving.
Toyota went down there.
Yeah, Toyota, Ford. I think there's even some like BMW, like lower labor costs.
Lower labor and cost of land.
But that's not an easy decision. That comes on like CEO, right?
No, that's. I mean, yeah, but the board. If you have a board,
of course,
the board's telling you
board
at
is
that
telling
point,
you what
like
to do,
what you're going to do. But I think what was crazy with the UAW strike was they basically planned it knowing that Ford only had 2 months worth of cars, and Oldsmobile
so they can
only
last
had 1 month, and they can last 3. And they were saying how like ideally the whole thing is like when the parts makers are like, hey, we're not.
That's what happened with COVID. That's why they stopped selling all these trucks like right at the beginning of COVID, because we couldn't get the chips. So there was trucks that were completed just waiting for like one like ECU from China.
Which is crazy because that's when they were also taking cars back to reuse the chips. And
well, yeah, and two, it's like because they order. There's even if the assembly line isn't working, they're still ordering parts. Parts are coming in, and like they can only hold so much because they have these contracts to get however much. The parts makers are still sending them parts, but they're not making things. So it's like
saying,
so it's like it's a domino effect.
You're
so
not using. They sit.
I think it is like that's the only. That's like I think that's like the only power that a worker has is to strike. Like otherwise, like to withhold labor is the only power that a worker has.
I mean, but that is your only power over your employer.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Yeah.
Like so, like I don't think it's taken lightly in any industry. Like for a union, like you don't vote to strike every year. Even like it's a big deal.
I just think like the power of unions to me,
it used to mean more,
but it's still like I couldn't strike in my company, even if I called up the local like small tech industries of Orange County. I was like, we're all going to go on strike. All of our bosses would be like, okay, we're just going to go hire somebody. Like, there's no.
But that's what
the
power.
There's no union.
There's like well, and also
most
you're not
jobs
big.
aren't unionized anymore.
Like
no.
The bigger, like at least with I remember like when I worked for Apple, at least like we were like, there's enough Apple employees in retail where if we actually all were like on the same board, we don't have to be unionized. if we all were like, you need to pay us more, we're not going to work, it would probably work because.
But it would be almost impossible to get all workers on that board.
Agreed. Yeah. But I mean, but I'm trying to say is like, I feel like you have to be a certain size. I don't think you can strike if, like I don't feel like if IHOP workers, I don't know, I can't see IHOP being like, oh, this is really going to tackle us and hit us. They would just be like, it's not.
No pancakes?
Well,
What is this?
It's like you all have to do the same kind of job.
Mm-hmm.
So within tech, it's so varied that like, you know, a coder is different than like somebody who's like playtesting this shit.
No, it's
Yeah.
just systematic. It's just we're just in the game, man. They don't want us to be having you. That's
Well-
why jobs aren't
Well,
unionized.
no, that's
Who's
also why
they?
like back in
Well, okay.
Well, that's why they were
the government.
conflating-
That's why
they were
jobs in
conflating-
the 50s, 60s, 70s were or 60s, 70s,
I'm glad you bring up they.
very hardly unionized. And they were actually just another group that was against the government that was just trying to make money, the mob.
Which are basically the government.
and they're not
That really
unionized.
is all.
The mobs.
No,
not
no, no, but they
unionized.
were big for the Teamsters. They were a big
Oh, yeah,
proponent
yeah.
of forming that union.
Yeah. Because basically, didn't they have the control then?
They were laundering money, basically.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They were able to move stuff, and basically like how Pablo was doing stuff.
Well, I mean, also look at like the government was conflating unionization and stuff with communism
With
to get to
communism.
scare
Oh,
people.
yeah.
Like you
Scare
don't want to be a
people away.
communism, like don't, or you don't want to be a communist. Don't fucking form a union.
But that's why back in the day you could work a regular job and raise a family, but you
Easy.
can't do that. And now what's worse is at least back then the worker had some kind of protection
Yeah.
in the company as long as they worked, but now you have zero.
For the, I mean,
But the strike.
Yeah, no, that's like the only power that a
really
worker
is
has. I
it.
think.
yeah.
I guess one more thing on labor is the Drew Barrymore show is restarting. I don't watch the show at all, but I just heard about it that they're starting it up again without, and you know there's writers for it, but they're starting it up again. And I heard that
Is it scripted or is it?
it's.
I think
I mean,
all that
her
stuff-
stuff is written like these segments.
No,
and
I don't know
sketches,
what
yeah.
it is. Like, is it like a
I think it's just like a talk show.
Okay.
But then like it's still
Daytime
written.
talk.
But like I heard that people during the first week of them starting it up, people were wearing in the audience like support WGA writers strike. And then I heard by the second week, like anybody who had a pin on was getting thrown out, and they would search people's bags. If they had a pin in their bag, they would confiscate it.
So who's working on the set?
Scabs, I'm guessing. Like, I mean, everybody else can work, but the writers can't. So I don't like. So you know, like there's grips, there's camera people, there's
Yeah,
like,
this is different.
but
yeah.
I don't know how that works. But like her own writers are picketing, so I don't.
Does that mean like, all right, if I'm a writer from the UK, does that mean that people are hitting me up now because I'm not
course.
part of the?
Yeah, maybe because
course.
like you would
Wouldn't
they'd
that-
be hiring overseas.
That's what I was
writers.
saying. Why do you think they're all going to all these YouTube people?
But I don't even know about the YouTube people. I just feel like you could just go overseas to all the different like. I mean, yeah, you might need somebody to change the language, but like take Squid Games, like it.
Well, that was like Korean.
But that's what I mean. It was not written. I
mean,
don't know if they were
But I
in
think that's why
SAG. I don't
Netflix
know if
is
that's
big.
how it.
Why it is. They're not afraid to go to these other places and give a couple bucks.
Well, but did you hear that? Like the guy who made Squid Game, like he sold the IP,
Yeah, I heard
and
about
so he
a
didn't make any
bad
money
deal.
off of like the.
Ooh,
He did a bad deal.
Yeah.
It was his first contract, you know. He was new to the game. He got screwed.
that's generally, I guess, what happens.
It's exactly what happened.
When you
So
knew
I
the
have
game.
I can't feel bad for some dude because
I mean, you could.
why?
Well,
That'd be a
I know,
waste of feeling
I know
bad.
as a robot,
That's a
decision,
waste of
bro.
feeling bad.
your fucking compassion setting is very low right
Yeah,
now. We
you
need
have
to
a
turn
very
that
low
up a little
compassion
bit.
setting.
How? Okay,
You can feel for people.
You don't-
but if they do it to themselves,
You've been geifled.
if they do it to themselves, though,
But what if you don't?
It wasn't
that's
a
like-
true guy.
But what if you
like
don't know
everybody.
you're doing it to yourself?
did it to yourself.
Yeah, but you don't. At the point, you don't know that you're doing
But
that.
he did though.
He knew he was. He was.
he didn't know. He didn't know it'd be in
That's
like a
what
$1 billion
he didn't
thing.
know. He did know what he was doing. He didn't know the success of the show would happen.
Yeah.
So I can't feel bad because he didn't know what he was doing.
I mean, you can't feel bad. Like
we shouldn't waste any time feeling bad for someone.
when you say we, I don't think you should include me in that. I think I could still feel bad for him. Like even if he did have like he got taken advantage of for a contract, didn't get residuals or whatever, but I still feel bad for the guy. It's not affecting my day to day life, but I could still spare a couple empathy points.
You feel bad for Hitler?
Whoa.
I don't know
How
how
do you
took
even
that one.
pull that one in? You can't just say that. That's like a. It's like
I know that's your bit, but that's a little
How-
Stalin,
why would we-
Napoleon. You feel bad for either of these people?
but why?
Exactly is my question.
No, like
I
you're just saying,
explain. I
you're
explain
just
my
saying
thing.
a
What's
name.
your What?
But
Like,
why
give us-
would I feel bad for them? Is my answer to
No.
why you would feel bad for someone doing something to
No,
themselves.
no. You have to
They
say.
did-
You have to say to us. You have to
Why don't you give us some
give us the
reasoning?
reason why
I have
you-
no reasons for it.
I had reasoning for mine.
He had reason though.
What is it?
He just said like being like ultimately the taking advantage in the contract.
like
But
he didn't like.
though, and that's what I'm saying. If he did know what he was doing,
Well, that's your opinion. He didn't. And your opinion that he knew exactly what he was doing.
no. I'm saying if I'm taking a whole new scenario. I'm saying if someone did something,
Yeah.
Yeah, but then
willingly-
why are you bringing Hitler into it?
Yeah,
Like,
I-
there's no correlation.
I don't
to
see
it
it.
the
is because he
correlation.
willingly went on a rampage. But there's some people that could say, "Oh, I feel bad for him because he was misguided,
I don't think
misled,
anyone says
had a
that.
bad."
He's misleading people. He's misguiding people.
If you explain the scenario to me in which there would be a reason for feeling bad for him, then I would have something to go off of. I can't just say, "Oh, I feel bad for him." Like, what would be like? I mean,
Why would you feel bad for the creator of Squid Games?
I just said it.
we're talking? Yeah, we're talking literally about that
Yeah,
specific.
you might not.
reason.
You might not feel that way. I just said my reasons why I think. Look, I could feel.
Oh, I got
I
what
could
you're saying.
empathize for him, but
I got what
it's
you're
not.
saying.
Maybe
Then,
you don't
okay,
feel the same way.
Then I could say, okay, I don't know Hitler's childhood, but
Why
I
don't
could
you pick
say
something else?
Why don't you pick
Stalin.
Okay.
I'm
Okay,
saying
why are you
any
choosing?
bad
Why are you
person.
choosing genocide?
Why are you picking bad-
Why is Squid Game guy wasn't a bad person? He wasn't
Yeah, why
a
are you picking
genocidal person.
genocidal?
Because I'm just saying, if somebody does something willfully, do you feel bad for them? That's it. Those people did stuff willingly.
Yeah, but
So do you
but
feel
you're
bad
not
for them
giving
in
me.
any-
You're still not giving me a reason of
Your
why
the
I would
context.
feel remorse. Like, there's a reason I can actually have an empathetic connection of why I would feel bad for the guy from Squid Games. Like, damn, you.
I'm missing that connection, though. Is what I'm saying.
That is because chromosomes are missing, and you are somewhere on the spectrum that doesn't allow you to feel.
But realistically, though, I'm missing the point of why. You
and
should feel bad
realistically,
for it.
there's somewhere on the spectrum that's like off.
But really, though, I'm being honest. Like,
I mean,
Exactly. That's why.
That's why I know. That's I'm being honest. Like if there's a level of empathy for the person, and like I can't make you have that for the person, but there are scenarios 100% that I know that you have where you feel empathy for people, and it would still be somehow tied because their decision.
Danny Masterson.
Okay,
You
Better
feel bad
example.
for him.
I do feel bad for him.
that's a better example.
Okay, why?
But now explain why you feel
I feel
bad.
bad for him because I don't exactly know the circumstances of what he was convicted for, but I do know it was in the past, and I do know that people can change from day to day. Now, something that he got convicted for in doing 20 years ago, but he has to now face the repercussions for, I feel, is a little messed up, and I have empathy for him.
That's good. I mean, that was a
Okay.
good.
Well,
that was
you
a,
gave-
that was
you
a
gave-
very good explanation.
I had to think about,
Yeah.
but that's
Yeah, that makes way more sense because I can say to you, yes, under that premise, if that's all I know about the scenario,
exactly.
and the only thing I know is that he did something 20 years ago, and I can't. I understand he got charged for essay, right?
Convicted, not even
Convicted.
charged. yeah.
Convicted. Okay, so convicted.
Convicted.
So I understand he was convicted for that. I want to say before I say anything else, I'm not saying in any way, shape, or form that
Is right.
that's right or okay, or I'm taking a stance on that actual action. Because what I heard from you is saying being charged on something that was 20 years ago and your ability to be a different person now. Yeah, I think
How
most.
do you get held accountable
I think
now for past?
Well, and also how that your character. You're not the same character. Yeah, I can feel empathy for that person. Totally. If he is not the same character, and that was the reality, and then you're being charged for something for the character you used to be, is that how us in humanity tend to try to, make things right? Yeah, we do that. Sometimes I think it works. Sometimes I don't think it works. But I do think though that probably the majority of people we know, and us and ourselves included, have done what would be considered something messed up.
Of course.
Not to that degree,
Of course.
but something messed up where somebody be like, oh yeah, so and so did this thing to me, and you'd be like, shit,
how do you get? Yeah.
I might have done, yeah, and I'm also embarrassed, and that's terrible. And
but then 10 years after that, you're like, well, how you gonna hold me?
Well, but then that's kind of isn't that kind of avoiding accountability? Oh, you're like, I'm a different person now. I don't have to. I shouldn't be held accountable.
No,
for
I'm
things
not
that
saying
is-
that
No,
at
he
all.
can
But
still be
what
held
I'm
accountable.
saying is, it kind of is messed up that some a person could wait all this time and then make a claim against a person that has nothing to do with anything in this present date and time, which then makes it really hard to disprove or prove stuff because we're talking about things that happened a long time ago.
Well, but
stories could obviously, we know a day changes stories.
Well, but then also, like, I mean, I know you're talking about this specific thing.
I'm talking about that specific thing.
But then these conditions happen a lot.
They do.
I mean, like, I've been a victim of SA. I think, and I suppressed those memories for a long time. I didn't confront them until like 10 years later. And like, is it any less valid? Is it any less thing?
No.
So,
but
that's the whole thing.
It's not less valid. It's none of those things. But my question after that is, it's not less valid. Doesn't change anything. But if the person who did do whatever has lived a different lifestyle for such and such amount of time, is it acceptable then to go back in time and prosecute them for stuff? Which I know you're going to say, yes, it is. But is that morally right? Is my question.
I think you could still prosecute them and also still, like, I have empathy for the scenario of if you change as a person and yet you're being and yet you have to deal with your actions.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not saying that he shouldn't have to deal with his actions. I'm also saying that would fucking suck. If you as a person,
I don't know if he did change.
That's what I know. That's what I'm saying too. I have no idea. So
he could be the worst person. And he kind of seemed like he was.
And I'm making a story.
Yeah. I'm just saying that
if you make a story up where the story was, John Doe changes for the much better.
That's it.
But
because I don't think he
has to be.
I don't think he changed.
I've heard he's sus for like more than a decade. I will also say to counterpoint that, or like maybe as an add-on, I guess more. Not even so much a rebuttal, but say like if you've been having sus behavior and you've not gotten caught for it, what's to make you change?
Totally.
So most likely, I think that scenario that you guys presented, that is totally possible, and that probably happens a decent amount of times. But I think a majority of the times, if you're not getting caught, you're not changing your behavior. If there's nothing to like,
those are the predators.
Like make you have a catalyst for change, which could be jail or
something
legal, most likely legal, financial.
Yeah,
like he paid $40,000 to like somebody to be quiet about something.
No, he seems
he's just
because even Conan made a little joke about it while he was on that 70s show.
I heard that,
and that's what made me think. I was like, oh, he's probably been.
Yeah,
but I was just posing. The question.
That's kind of. But then I guess
and I think that's like, I'm not trying to like just bring in stories in for stories, but like that Russel Brand thing where like he was just not charged, but allegations, 4 of them for SA. And I also kind of look at a person that's like in the limelight, was an addict, sex addict, drug addict. He says he's a constant addict. There's things like that. I do think that there is some points where like you hear the story and you're like,
it seems applicable.
It just, like, even if you are a changed person, like it doesn't look like it doesn't
look like out of your character of who you used to be.
Yeah. And we do try to make points out of scenarios.
That's what they seem like they did with the Danny boy.
Yeah. And like,
because like you said, though, it is true. And I thought about that. I was like, how is it that no one else has said anything?
Like Bill Cosby.
People were saying things.
Yeah. And like, in the industry, people were murmuring about him for like ages.
But that's the thing.
It's like the same thing with Weinstein.
Yeah, it's
Weinstein,
the whole thing is like people don't really get the courage. Like, they suppress it for years. Then they like, it's eating at them. Like it was eating at me. Like, and then you tell somebody, and maybe you just get the courage to like tell your story more. You're not going for prosecution, but then like you say something about maybe a noteworthy person, somebody who is in the public view.
Yeah.
And then other people come forward, say, shit, like I thought I was the only one. I could see that's
true
why that happens. Like,
but my whole thing is like, where did it? Because he's not even popping, right?
No, he has not been popping for a long time. But which might be because of his reputation.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, fuck this guy anyway. Like, even if I don't get any money, fuck this guy.
Because he has like most of his family is in the industry.
I could believe that.
He has like 2 brothers and 2 sisters that both are like actors and stuff. We all know his one brother, Francis from Malcolm Middle, the oldest brother, but he's been in other stuff.
They look.
Oh wow!
I didn't
Right
realize
when you
that, but
say
they look exactly.
They're brothers. That's what they have
Wow.
another brother that's an actor too, I think, and a sister that's an actress.
Damn.
So they're like almost like the White Wayans.
Have you ever shared your story publicly?
I remember when it was like, what's it? Kavanaugh was getting confirmed.
Who was that guy?
The Brett Kavanaugh, the Supreme Court, or like he was something, or he was
He's
getting
Supreme Court. He's
for
being voted. Or when?
no, it was for the head of the Justice Department.
I know the name. I don't remember
No,
the
Supreme.
story.
He was becoming.
Oh
the
yeah,
new
yeah,
Supreme
yeah.
Court.
Okay, yeah. And then there was like the Me Too
Justice.
thing. Like there was allegations coming forward, and then like so it was like I think that was
Oh, so he's
probably
recent,
somewhat
kinda recent.
somewhat around like
3
Weinstein
years?
ish,
Yeah.
like around that time. And then like
Actually, 5
I've
years
only
maybe.
told like a handful of people, like previous partners and stuff, and then I don't know what drove me to it. But then I was like, oh, like, you know, if she could share her story and that, like, you know, like if you're gonna say that story, you're gonna get hated on. You'll
Yeah.
get support, but you'll also get a lot of hate. And I don't know why. I just like typed it on fucking Instagram story. And I posted it, and I had a fucking breakdown.
Really?
I don't know. Like, yeah, I posted it, and I was like, why the fuck did I do that?
Fuck.
I felt like ashamed. I felt like, yeah, like I couldn't even. I was like, why did I do that? So I can like empathize with these people. Like,
Did you delete it? I'm just curious. And like,
No,
with
no,
your
no, I kept
action,
it
you
up.
kept it.
well, the thing that was like even heartbreaking was like a majority of our friends, like a lot of the women were like, and even a couple guys, they were like, you know, the same thing happened to me too, and that's why it was more heartbreaking. Was like.
That's why it's important to talk to people.
Yeah. But it's like even like I wasn't even comfortable like cuz I remember I was in Vegas with like it was with like three women and like the one of them that did it, like I didn't know her. It was like a friend of the other friends I had. The day after it happened, like I told my friends these other girls and they're like, "Oh, ha, 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 that sounds like classic. That sounds like her." And then I was like, "Oh, I guess it's not a big deal then."
Double standard of it.
Yeah,
That
and
sounds
so
like a
like
double standard.
I was like, "Oh shit, well maybe I should have just like went along
Maybe
with
it's
it,
not
you
a
know?
big deal.
and then
Yeah.
you start telling yourself it's not a big deal, which is probably what some people run into.
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Like,
and then
you
but it's
also
still
bury
like it was still like eating me because I know it like shaped like how I viewed like masculinity, my like relationships, and I think like I don't know if it was this like you know the circle of death we were all part of it and stuff, but like I was like maybe I only like to date like friends that were in the circle because like those are people I trusted.
Oh yeah.
Like I knew they wouldn't like I don't know. I wouldn't
Doing.
be betrayed by that. So I think that's why I just feel a little more like empathy, I guess, or I could put myself in the place of like I don't and I know like there are like, you know, clout chasers trying to chase money, but I think I believe a majority of the people that come forward with this stuff just cuz it's like I know it's like not even like a super crazy thing. It wasn't like grape or anything, but like it fucked me up still, so I can only imagine like what something more like violent would be like how that would affect you for like the rest of your life really.
yeah.
And see, that's my lack of empathy, and that's why I want to apologize because, yeah, sometimes I'm just like, oh, I've never been in that situation, so how could you not? How could you not say something right after that happens? Like it doesn't make any sense to me in my brain, but just you
Well,
hearing that, just
I think it's because like being raised a certain way, being in like the environment and stuff, like it felt like it was like my fault. And so I was like, oh, it must be something wrong with me, you know?
And that kind of was shamed, I'm guessing. Like it.
Well, like I shamed myself.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
I
that's
didn't
what I mean.
like I wouldn't tell anyone. I was just like it was just like I could tell it shaped my behavior and how I viewed certain things. And I was like, oh, maybe I should be more like this and less like that. Maybe I should just like be like maybe I was too emotional or something like that, you know? So
these pods been getting deep, man. Pause.
yeah, very, very deep.
I like
It,
it.
it went from fast food workers to SA, you know?
Yeah.
Which are deep conversations too.
You know, like, and I think a huge piece of it, like what you're talking about, what it comes to my mind, especially when I heard the Russel Brand thing, is like there's it. Like I don't think people realize how easy it is to become psychologically manipulated, and you don't realize it. Like one of the stories, allegedly, he's like sending a card to get a 16-year-old out of school. He's 30. Like that 16-year-old doesn't know that she's being psychologically manipulated. Had no idea, and it might not be for many years after that actually pops up. I know with generally just like not related to SA, but going to therapy and the way that I like things have populated in my actions, like behaviors and habits. They're coming out now where I'm like, oh shit, now I see this thing. And that thing happened to me back when I was 16, and now I'm seeing it actually like, be in effect. So I think possibly, back to that whole like what happens when they come 20 years out, it could be also because they're like, damn, I haven't been able to have a relationship with anybody at all because of
no, that's why I said
thing.
it. I mean, I hear those stories, but it doesn't, like you said, it doesn't register in my brain because I'm just like, well, I hear the words you're saying, but it's still something. Why would you wait? But
yeah, I mean, well, it's also because we're bombarded with so many stories of like whether it's something like that or something like politics or like natural disasters. It's like what, like there's so much, like even to not believe or believe, it's just there's so much to like take in that it's like
so much.
I can't take a stance on everything. Like I can't, like you said, like I can't empathize with every single story I hear. So it's like it's almost easier to shut down than it is to try and.
It is
because it's like even it's hard to like, because I think I'm very, very emotional, very empathetic, and it's like it's taken me so long to realize like that's kind of like, I know it could be seen as like a weakness, but I think it's like a strength. But it's like it's not easy.
You gotta be careful. Too much empathy definitely will drown you. I know it might seem as a semantic, but like in the world of like therapy, people would say like be compassionate over empathy, because like empathy is like, I feel your pain, I'm in the scenario, I'm doing that. Where compassion, you can be like, damn, like that must be terrible. I don't have to necessarily sit in your shoes.
Yeah.
Because
I only got compassion, no empathy.
You got passion.
I got and come.
You got cum, and you got passion.
I got cum and I got passion. So you put them together. I got compassion.
You got babies.
That's a clip right there.
That is a clip. I got cum.
No context.
And I got passion.
Just no context. And that is how we spin out of a deep conversation, everyone.
Oh, that's a segue, baby.
Yeah. Oh man.
What else is going on? What's some lighter stuff like maybe some sports news perhaps?
Yeah, I was just gonna say we got Offset beefing with Nicki's husband.
That's after we've already talked about what we've already talked about. That's not a.
I don't know enough about. I'm excited for the NBA season coming back, but I don't know about the new rules.
Basically, they're just trying to stop teams from sitting stars back to back or two stars in a game.
Kawhi
It seems like the advertising dollars are getting a little upset.
I mean, to make sense. Yeah,
well, you see players that talk against that too. Like I'm not advocating for anybody to play injured or like a risk,
the players they want to not play as much.
Yeah,
they think they're playing too much.
I still think they should just take the back-to-back games out of the season. Yeah. I don't think anyone.
But there's also the handful that feel like they can play all 82 games, and that's like five.
Those are usually the chips, like the youngins that are trying to be out.
Tatum is like how Kobe was like that too.
Like that, yeah.
He's like, I don't care if I'm injured. Like somebody saved up a lot of money to sit in the nosebleeds to watch me play.
Yeah,
I'm gonna play.
Yeah,
but it's like but the players union is voting for more games, like more pressure, like the in-season tournament.
That tournament.
Like why? Like it's 81 games, right?
It's like, it's 82, I think.
82.
Fucking play like 70 games.
Yeah.
If you that's what I'm saying. You take all the back-to-backs out, no one's really gonna.
It's really the thing is they could play the games. It's the back-to-backs.
That's it.
And the crazy schedule, like
it's the schedule.
5 different, like
they can't be playing back-to-back or multiple games in a week.
Yeah,
like 3 games.
Or
in a
you're
week
playing on the West Coast, and then you're going on the East Coast.
Yeah,
like that doesn't.
Because I mean, you got to imagine they've been playing pretty fine up until the 2005s, 2010.
Right? I would say 2010s.
Until that's when load management started kind of coming in because there's a little more games happening and people are getting hurt.
And the game sped up. It's a faster game than it's ever been.
More people are getting hurt.
Yeah.
The injuries we're sustaining are now season-ending injuries, not 2-3 weeks out. You know,
you're
it's
seeing way more like
it's because and that's why the players don't want to play that much.
Like, look at Blake Griffin. Like he was
exactly.
He was so
he's
fucking
gonna be
entertaining.
the ultimate always. Like he was up here.
That's the reason why players
He can't. He couldn't play that. He couldn't sustain that level of play,
I
that
think he plays-
physicality for that long.
He plays like a 12-minute average now.
Yeah,
Like,
because
he
he's
can't-
nothing.
Even
But
if
now
that-
they
if
even
that.
have a. But now you wonder, why isn't Clay playing 2 years in a row? Why are they sitting out Lonzo? It's like they have these doctors down now saying, well, if you want to protect your investment and try to get anything back out of it,
Yeah.
don't play them this
you,
season.
you spent you spent 120 million to get that player
You want to get
You
any
wanna
of
for
get
them?
3
something out
years.
of it?
You want to get 3
Yeah,
years?
Totally.
Yeah.
Fucking
Don't
Convenience
better
right
than
now.
just getting
Don't
one.
play him.
That's it.
Better to get two
Back
than-
in the day,
than-
it used to just
than
be
one.
get out there.
Yeah.
But
Get
now
out
they're
and
trying
go.
to,
Spit on it.
they're
Go.
trying to make it work. So I see it from both
Sit and
sides. I
spit.
see it from the fan side. You want to see your players play. I see it from the players side. I want to be able to play longer.
I think
And
the players' side's even stronger because I would
It
rather
is, they're
as a
playing.
fan. As a fan, I'd be like, play healthy.
of course,
It's terrible when whatever your sport is.
because
Like when I went to that Angels game.
you weren't feeling good.
Yeah, but Trout and Ohtani were both injured. So I'm, it's like we're sitting there. My dad's hyped for the game. We're there. It's great
Doesn't
to
get
see.
to see his-
And you're like, you can't even see him. And like, granted, Ohtani was injured, but Trout came back too early from an injury and injured himself again.
And that's what the
And
players
it's
are
just
afraid
like,
of.
yeah, it's just like, dude,
They're like,
Yeah, that's the
bro,
only
this
two-
is my
only two players to watch
livelihood.
on
Like,
Yeah.
Angels.
I'm a basketball player.
this is what I
Didn't
do.
go to. I did go to college, but I
We
know
didn't.
nothing.
I got an honorary degree.
Yeah,
Let's just say I'll be cooking fries if I get fired.
for a bit. Then that robot's gonna come in and take my job.
I got to cook
real,
fries
for
for
real.
as long as I can.
Don't
until
worry,
the robot-
Lonzo's gonna come back 2024.
He probably is going to come back. Well, how good he will. Markel Fultz, like players be sitting
That's
out.
different. And the Fultz, he just
I don't know his whole story though.
he had
It broke his shot.
no, he had a
His shot was ugly after though, wasn't it? It was
No,
like,
A
no.
lot better.
He had
was
he
it
had
ugly before and then
Well,
He got
it
injured?
wasn't. It wasn't bad before, but they didn't he didn't have a true shooter's mechanic.
Yeah.
So when they broke it, and that's when it got real ugly.
Yeah, but he
Okay.
had that thing. It's called
Something in the shoulder, right?
yeah, it's thoracic outlet syndrome.
And that's why they changed
and
it.
that's why-
That's
Oh, 'cause
why they
like, 'cause
changed
it's-
it.
'cause
It was
he-
the- it
it's
was the
not
motion,
sustainable,
it was
like-
the-
he couldn't
it
do
was
it.
The range
his,
of
his nerves were being pinched.
That's
so
what it
every
is.
time
Before.
that's why the ball wouldn't even make it.
it was like
He
a
would-
weird. When he got the ugly shot, it was like
Yeah. So
It's
then
like
he
a
had to have
giddy up.
surgery. I think they took a rib out. They took a bone.
they
out.
did,
Yeah.
and then they
now
they
he's back.
bionicked him
well, because you remember like Lonzo's shot was ugly,
Yeah.
and it's a lot better now.
a lot better.
I mean, LaMelo's. It's not ugly, but it's still not. But
not
keep
pretty.
it. But keep it
because it's not that.
because it's
ugly.
not that bad. Well, because you're hitting him still. He just throws it.
It's because he kind of stands sideways.
yeah. He lands sideways too.
does like a-
He does.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of
Tucks it down.
sideways. But he's good. They ain't no
Yeah.
denying that.
I
No,
did
like
see-
he's
I
he
did
makes
see
stats.
Clay and
You saw them at that little open court game.
No, I saw that like him and the Warriors have a handshake for like I think he's gonna ride out his career there or
Who,
something.
Curry?
No, Clay.
Clay is.
Yeah, I mean I'm wondering.
They're saying CP3 is going to start over there.
over who?
I don't know.
That makes no sense.
Well, it kind of
He's-
does.
I mean
He's
that's small ball.
PG though.
That's
I know. I don't know who is.
What Curry's
Yeah.
Curry-
Well, Curry Clay is playing.
yeah.
And then other than that is whoever.
Just
He'll
shooters.
take
Maybe-
Jordan Poole's spot.
yeah, I could see that, but like
Gone.
Jordan Poole wouldn't.
But he wasn't a starter anyway.
I mean,
He was.
No, he came in on the rotation.
No, he was starting games.
Well, he was starting when Curry
there
was injured.
Yeah, when Clay was out, he was starting games.
I'm saying
Yeah.
though, like when if you have Clay
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
both
and
okay,
Curry,
yeah.
he's not starting.
Yeah, I don't know who. I
No,
don't know
they're
how
playing
he's
super small. Yeah, because
Yeah,
they're playing.
Draymond's probably still going to be
Of
your
course,
favorite.
They're my favorite. But to
Your two
Josh's-
favorite players.
To Josh's
on one
point,
team.
they're playing like under 6'4".
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't understand.
They
that.
need to get a big guy because, like, I don't
Two
think they
big
could keep
guys.
up.
They're just not playing rebounds.
Well, they just need one
don't-
at least.
They
like,
need
'cause they
one,
have,
yeah.
Like, yeah, you said the tallest guy's like what 6'7" or some shit. Like,
Yeah.
who'd they have?
Isn't that
Kevin
Looney? Looney's their tallest, right?
Looney is their tallest guy. I
Yeah.
think he's like 6'7", 6'8".
something like that.
And he's not a big guy.
No.
but he was doing great for them, but that's your one. You
Well,
can't
they
have,
got Draymond.
that doesn't.
Well, but
count.
then he's gonna get
doesn't
bullied,
even
you know,
count.
and then like that comes back to the physicality. He's not gonna last long.
The
just
Kerr
getting
thing
fucking
works.
banged
It
up.
is cool that his son is the league below his coach.
yeah.
Wait, who?
Luckily, they're calling him Nicholas now.
Steve Kerr's
Oh.
son.
Nicholas.
Nicholas.
Nicholas. Oh, Nick Kerr.
Jesus.
I mean, like,
Yeah. Nick or treat.
I I thought you made that up.
No,
I remember that.
Yeah, when you sent the video, I was like, "This is real." I thought you made that up.
No.
All the announcers were so thankful that you're saying Nicholas. Thank you for making sure it's Nicholas Kerr.
Nick Kerr.
Nicholas Kerr.
Yeah.
Nicholas Cage Kerr.
I mean, speaking of, I don't know, like he's not like a big name in U.S. sports, but like speaking of sports, Paul Pogba, who was like one of the biggest soccer or footy players, like
Recent
in
history.
recent history. He was like the up and comer. He was in like commercials. He won the World Cup with
He was the man.
with France and all that stuff. Yeah,
Didn't he get hurt that World Cup too? Like right at the end?
maybe at the end. But then he went to Man U. He was like huge in Juventus. He came
How
back
old
to
is he?
Juventus. I think he's 32.
So he's still.
He would still relatively have time, especially for like the position. But supposedly he took some
Some hush money.
no, he took some like supplements, and one of them had testosterone in it, and then he got charged for doping. And currently the ban is set for 2 to 4 years for just one doping case, which I don't
But what is dope to them?
understand. That's
Because they test for a couple steroids. Right?
well, I mean, yeah, and I just feel like isn't testosterone like that must be a specific kind because
Well, because like don't like if you're getting older, like obviously not
You take
32, but like you take
testosterone
people take
supplements.
So like, can they not take those?
that's what I was wondering. I'm like, that seems kind of crazy. You can't take
Because like I'm guessing like human growth hormone that leads to increased levels of testosterone, right?
for sure.
Yeah.
So
But he also isn't coming out here with like the Dan Balzerian like.
and he's not like
he's-
buffed up.
He's a
No, he's a
trim
small
dude.
dude.
He's trim.
Yeah.
if he was taking it was probably just to expedite some
He's probably-
injury or
right?
something.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say
Or he's
better
working, or he's literally
behavior
just
or
like
something.
working out.
Or
Like
he's
it's,
literally just
like
working-
literally just
yeah.
like, hey, you're getting fit for the season, right? Like I can't see.
They try to make it sound so bad, like everything is like this muscle man
Yeah,
steroid.
like all of a sudden you're gonna be running faster and jumping higher than everybody. I'm like, I don't think that's how it works. It's like
and when everyone's already doing it,
right
I just wonder. It's like because I feel like in football, like footy,
in the
I
footy,
feel like even taking steroids, that's not necessarily an edge.
it might just slow you down. Honestly,
Yeah, 'cause
depending on
I don't know exactly
Man,
what people do
you
because
couldn't
I know.
just bulk up steroid.
Yeah, you
You'd
can't
have
bulk
to-
up.
Yeah,
I don't know if like
you'd have to like smartly like
yeah, what like
for
does
like
it increase endurance or something?
Well,
I
you'd
don't
have
know how
to
it
use
is.
it to increase your endurance.
You'd have
So
to
you could
like
train
build
long-
a lot of
you
lean
would
muscle.
build
then.
it up.
Yeah.
but
Which
you don't just
doesn't
do it
seem-
and you get it.
Because it's like for the most part, people use it for not lean muscle. It's for like just
Bulking.
basic strength and bulking, right? That's
I
what
think it's
people.
like strengthen up. I also don't understand like if you are positive for it, does it really last that long in your system? Like, wouldn't it be so easy? Like, hey, you can't play right now until it's out of your system. Then you can
Well,
play.
remember the Canelo thing? They said he had steroids before the fight. It was from some
oh
meat
yeah,
he had eaten.
yeah. I do remember that.
And it's like their steroids that they are testing is steroids that we do put in
Food,
the cows.
the cows.
foods.
Because have you seen those cows? Like
The
they're
huge
buff,
buff
as
ones,
fuck.
crazy.
They look fucking eat
Bro,
me.
just think about getting a chicken breast 10 years ago.
By the way, going back to our conversation last time, so I got a little rotisserie from the store. It's small bones. They're
Okay.
small. So I think there are still
Okay.
the little ones
Chicken wings.
for chicken wings.
'Cause-
Yeah. Because
Where do they come from?
it was a relatively smaller little guy, but all the ones I see, the chickens are usually
wings,
enormous.
You guys bring us to an end? Or are we not there?
I mean,
Oh,
there's-
are you?
No, I was going to go prepare.
I mean,
for death.
Oh, okay. So I guess we could do this. Let's do this before
Okay.
we go to like what are you if you're listening to some.
oh
watching
yeah,
some.
yeah.
So we I don't know if you guys are familiar with Howlin Ray's. Great.
Oh, you want me to go
Nashville
do it now?
chicken-
Should I do it now?
Yeah,
Yeah, just
why
bring
not?
'em in.
Just take a bite. Same one or 3 different bites?
3 different.
Yeah, we're going to throw them away.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. eat
Yeah.
those.
No, we're not. We're going to donate them to a healthy cause.
The
Can you
trash.
imagine
The
just
bin.
going out to somebody? Oh, you want food? Here.
It's why do all
You know?
3 of these have bites in them? Yeah, but we got ordered some Howlin Rays before here, and we got the Howlin spice level, which is
Hot.
very hot. Once you see them, they're like
It
they're
smelled.
heavily spiced.
Yeah,
Like it didn't hurt my nose when I smelled it, but I'm like, oh, that's seasoned.
it kind of smelled like pepper spray.
Pretty much. I think that's what it is. I think it's like crazy levels of habanero and cayenne.
I'm guessing.
I'm not excited for this. I forgot we were going to do this.
I'm guessing.
Oh, one.
I'm guessing we all break a sweat.
Oh, I'm already sweating, so that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Look at my nose. But I was going to say, did you guys hear about the one last bit of news? Is the oh god damn it,
Drink your death.
they're so big.
GMO, baby.
Yeah, those aren't the little healthy organics.
So, I almost licked my fingers. I almost licked fingers, but let's see if we can. Let's get a.
They're both
get a-
dusted. Yeah, let's do this one. With the pickle? I don't think that's gonna do anything. I don't think that's gonna do anything at all.
Oh, give him the glisten. Yeah, give him the glisten. Show him it's hot.
So you gotta make sure we all bite into a dusted side.
I mean, is anyone? Oh, I got a non-dusted spot.
Yeah, because there's. See?
It's already tingling my nose. Let me put my headphones on. I'm not prepared.
We don't have any. I don't have anything
No
to
relief.
drink after this.
You have water, yeah?
No, I drank all of it.
You wanted to go get that first? You want
Yeah, give me
you want
some.
milk?
Some to like
That cashew milk?
make me not think about it. I have no
Get the
oat
boys
milk
some
here.
milk.
Give me some milk.
Look at the little sip.
I thought I looked at Trey's. I thought this was the least seasoned, but then this side, and now Trey's that side looks like not that dusty,
his
but
other side's super dusty.
yeah, not all sides are dusted equally. Give me space dust. That's more stinky, so it'll make me
It'll make
take
it
my
better.
mind off of this.
Yeah, it's whatever.
Dust or something.
Whatever. Dust.
What a
in the
Trey
wind.
answer.
'Cause I'm gonna
Just
be
whatever.
dust in the wind after this.
Oh my god, I'm not even sure if I can scratch my.
Yeah, don't. I'm gonna wash my hands like right after.
We're taking like healthy bites, right?
Yeah, it's a big
Yeah.
bite, big boy bite.
Oh my god,
Big boy.
this is the worst idea we've had.
I felt like it was a good idea.
I mean,
Well,
we've been
'cause-
saying it for a long time, so I'm just happy it's gonna be done.
I've ordered.
It's gonna
I've
be
ordered
no more.
Dave's hot chicken, and I've ordered the hottest one. I think it's like Reaper, and like you have to on the delivery app, you have to
the
like click
sign?
3 or 4 waivers to be like. They're like, do you want to order this? You're
If
like,
you
yeah.
die.
Are you sure you want to order this? Yeah. You might die.
Was
You
it
still
hot?
wanna- It's hot, but like the one you had
Was
the hot, just regular hot. This is 2 levels above that. It was about the same level
How
as
does
that.
that? So
Yeah.
that was hot though.
That was hot. I could eat the whole thing though. I ate the whole thing, but that was like a couple
Are
years
you ready,
ago.
boys?
So it's
No.
like we stay on camera.
Yeah, we gotta
we
stay
stay.
on camera.
Okay. All
I
right.
would say 2 bites just to make sure. It's
Oh, I just
real.
think one big one. Just one big one.
Big boy bite.
You can do 2.
Yeah,
1,
Trey, you do 2.
2, 3. I'll do a secondary.
Good.
Ooh,
Okay, there was flavor. Oh no.
that's hot, dude.
Oh no.
I don't know if I just take another bite because I'm here.
Oh no, I'm starting to hiccup.
I'm done.
Oh shit. Oh shit. They got another bite.
All right, I need to wash my hand.
Wait, we gotta end the pod.
Oh shit.
Oh fuck me.
Ooh. Ooh.
I go wash my hands real quick.
Here. Okay.
No.
Oh. Oh no. Oh god. Yo, it's hot.
Let's end this, baby.
Oh, we gotta do other things.
What else we gotta do? Oh shoot, that's hot.
Okay. I can't even. It's not that bad. Not that bad.
My lips are done, dude.
Oh, what I do? Don't breathe through your mouth.
I can't.
How about when you close it so hard?
I'm like hurting, dude. Oh.
All right.
Oh my god, I'm crying.
Wow.
I can't think of anything.
So,
It's good content.
all right. So, so this week,
Did you hear about WWE and UFC are merging?
Did you hear?
I didn't. Tell me about why I shake, because I'm literally shaking.
Wait, WWE and WWF or UFC?
UFC.
UFC. WWE and UFC.
It hurts so bad.
What's the merger?
So good.
What's the merger going to be? Just like the same name?
I think they're just gonna be under one like house, so that allows for like crossing of talent. So you could probably see some wrestlers go UFC, or some UFC go wrestlers.
It sticks with you. I'm trying to.
I can't, no. This is the best content.
I'm crying.
You're saying.
Crying.
All right, Josh. All right, the boys are incapacitated, so I'm going to wrap us up.
No, wait.
All right.
do this.
Wait up. So, I listened to the new RL Grime album came out. Really heavy rave. I was loving it. Really, really heavy, like out of rave. I got into
Is this what you're reading, Joshy?
Central C. Was that?
Central C.
Yeah. So that was my. It's coming down. I'm
Shout
coming
out
down.
Central C.
Finally. So Central C didn't know he was
That
that
lets
big.
you know you're alive. Jesus.
Yo, I was shaking. I was doing breath work because I couldn't help it.
It hurts more when Josh said it. He's like, don't breathe out of your mouth. I was like, I can't not. I was like,
Yeah, I didn't know Central C was that big of a deal.
Central
He's
C
huge.
is really big.
I do think that was close to the bomb.
Yes, it was.
That was like.
If you guys haven't done the Hot Ones challenge, I really like hot things, and this was stupid because this is hot.
Yeah, that like hurt.
But this is about as hot of anything I've ever eaten in my life.
Whoa. I punched my gut. I can feel it.
It's only right here. It's like not even going down all the way yet. I think I can feel it slowly burning a hole in my esophagus.
Did we hit everything?
My face is tickling.
I think.
No, we did. But we just like we don't have to hit everything.
No, but I mean, we hit everything.
For the most part, yeah.
For the most part.
I'm reading Hood Feminism by Mickey Kendall. Shout out Millie, thanks for letting me borrow it.
It's been the best
I just
part of the
finally
book so far.
started reading it. I started reading again when I was on the flight home from New Orleans, but I was so saturated in alcohol as detox that I couldn't concentrate on anything. I just stared at the ground in shame the whole time, so I couldn't even read the book. So I had to restart. It's really good, but it's basically
What is it about? Synopsis. Cliff Notes.
well, because like there's a lot. There's like a I don't know if you guys are well versed, but like third wave feminism.
Third Reich.
Well, it's a lot of it could be labeled as like
new wave.
white feminism.
I
Yeah,
got you.
like
Yeah,
beyond like back in the day.
Hot.
Haha, heat.
Oh, my lips hurt so bad.
Doesn't
like,
it feel like we got him injected?
Yeah, it's like I got fillers or something. I feel like
Just
Got the plump.
yeah, it's just going through like a lot of feminism disregards black and brown and just like ethnic women
Struggle.
Yeah, like it kind of doesn't include. It's very. I can't even think of the word.
Imagine doing Hot Ones, dude.
right now, 'cause that's when they hit you with the tough questions.
He's looking at me like I got sauce on my finger.
I'm so scared of sauce and they hit my
It
eyes.
excludes women of color in the struggle of like just
It's
equality.
like what the LGBTQ says about the trans.
Yeah, true. There's a lot of trans exclusionary things in the LGBT
See, I'm
community.
so hot. I forgot to. I broke character right
Yeah,
there.
you're like pointing out
Actually
stuff.
showed your
I broke character right there. Oh,
There's like if you
my
see
whole
like
body is fucking shaking,
But my
tingling.
body-
people talking about like feminism, there's like a term called TERF, TERF. Like
What's the
that's
acronym?
It stands for trans exclusionary radical female.
there we go.
So you could be like all about women's rights, but you exclude
You're exclusionary.
trans women and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I can't really go into it right now because like it hurts.
Let's unpack that, Josh.
And with the leg, let's unpack that. Cross my leg.
Well,
I'm here for it.
I mean, like actually, it's like everything else has calmed down, but my lips hurt real bad.
Yeah, I got them Kylie Jenner lips.
Yeah, but it's like it's good. I'm still on like
Is it like chaptered or is it just like sections?
yeah. There's
Also known as chapters.
well, there's like the I'm because I maybe did like the first section.
Sorry, does it have movements or chapters?
Well, no, this is like I'm in the preface or the prelude. What's it called?
Prologue?
Prologue. I'm restarting it, so I feel like I'm drunk or something. Like I'm high.
Sean
like
so
some
new
sort of
prologue
high.
though. That's his writer. He got it. He still got that.
Prologue first.
What's on the
epilogue
back of a
last.
book, Sean?
Epi.
What's the writer's quote? Editor's
About
notes.
the writer.
Oh, the editor's notes. And then there's the foreword, which is somebody writing about the editor. You
Yes,
get your
sir.
Or somebody writing about the author.
Yes.
author, and then you get the acknowledgments.
There you go. See? And Josh, color palette. What matches blue? But I want opposite.
Orange,
Ooh, yellow.
purple.
Ooh,
Red. It hurts me to say that because it's Lakers colors.
Red.
Green, but
Yeah, or blue. Wait, no, that doesn't go together.
green.
Damn it. As much as that's like
Pink
how
and
we
green
are
go
divided as a
fire.
country. Red and blue don't go together, brother.
Most commonly used font. Now,
Helvetica in modern things, Times New Roman and editorial stuff.
okay, you guys are still here.
Most common BPM.
145, 125, 165.
Most common
Key is C,
key.
E, and D.
I can't even think of any questions. That's all you
What's
guys.
the most common chord progression?
Ooh, major.
Pentatonic? Would you call it?
It would be pentatonic major. Triad. It would be, yeah.
Oh, don't talk about triad with your
our boy.
prior associations.
I've been a triad?
Johnny. Oh, I
Johnny.
thought it was Johnny the Triad.
No, he was a
Oh,
yeah.
Watching
yeah.
Yeah.
Yakuza.
That's Johnny Trejo.
Trejo.
Trejo?
That sounds like he should
I
be
didn't
Mexican
know that
mafia.
he
then.
was like a 50-year sober
Yeah.
Danny Trejo.
Trejo.
Yeah.
Trejo.
He's been sober for a little while.
50 years is quite a long time.
Yeah, at that point, you don't got to say you're sober no more.
That's how I understand it. But then, like, I guess
Once you're
you
an
do,
addict, you're always an
but
addict.
I guess you do.
Yeah. Once you stop counting, you go back.
Oh man.
So while they recover, I want to thank all you guys for roasting me on my fashion sense. That's why I kept it neutral today. I didn't wear crazy pants, but I'm gonna be back at it.
You be you, Trey.
Casey hooked me up with the paint pants. I will take it. It was a funny joke too, but I will wear them.
I'm wearing Trey pants today.
And yeah.
Enya, Ari.
In your India was big.
There's a bad innocence.
But no, yeah.
Okay,
you,
well,
guys.
yeah. Thank you, everybody. Liking, please sure to
Comment.
like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. You can
Feel free to
find
hit
us.
us up. Burn us. It's fun.
Please note, we are not doctors. We are not scientists. We are not neurologists. But we still pretend to be, so burn us.
Yes.
When we say things out of pocket, bring it on.
Teach these devils.
While we teach you devils.
You could send us some mail,
Music to
mail,
listen to.
Ideas to do on camera.
Yeah,
other than
ideas,
eating hot
yeah.
stuff.
veiled threats, perhaps even.
Ooh.
At almostneverpod@gmail.com, or
I
you
like
can hit
that
us
use of verbiage.
any of our socials.
Send us suspect powders.
I like suspect powders. I won't even taste it. I'll just
Is
snort it
anthrax
first.
bad for you?
Yes, yes, Tyrone.
And if fall into the wrong hands, could be deadly.
It's so crazy how this come down is because it does feel a little bit like the next day of acid when you're like,
Little afterglow.
yeah, you're like, I
But it
still
don't
kind of
think
feel
going in
it.
my mouth.
Oh yeah, now my mouth's still on fire.
You can find us on YouTube, of course, because you're probably watching this. Instagram, TikTok. I need to upgrade
All
update the
DSPs,
TikTok.
Apple
I
Music,
apologize.
Spotify,
Yes.
Deezer.
Yes, we're getting some.
Shazam
we're getting
us. We'll
plays
pop
or
up.
something, right?
Will we?
Say, I want to hear Almost Never podcast.
Can you do that?
Yeah.
Cool.
We love you. We thank you.
Don't eat that chicken, or do. If you do, you should like
2 levels
You
lower.
could no do
No,
that
you
level.
do it. Let us know.
There's even a
Film
level
it.
higher. There's
Film it,
Howlin plus.
Yeah, that's
Send
fucked
us a
up.
video or something.
That's fucked up. Because this was fucked up.
I didn't even eat like a huge bite, but I ate 2 bites, which was stupid.
We all got 2. I was happy about that. Yeah, proud of us.
I think a piece like hit right here. Is it red? It's like
A little bit. your lips are definitely have a tint of red.
it's like
to
I
them.
feel like I just
Or rose tint.
yeah,
my
they are.
world.
They are a bit. Everybody's got that plump.
That's what I'm saying.
We got that Kylie Jenner plump.
I just feel like I gave a blowy to a lava monster.
to the volcano.
The fucking
to
Human
Lava
Torch.
Boy. Wait, not boy.
To Hellboy.
No, don't.
Hellman.
No,
Lava.
Hellman.
Hell. Everybody's
'cause-
no boys.
Yeah, no.
All of them are men.
Only
I
men.
just feel like I sucked Dante's Inferno.
You're going to be experiencing Dante's Inferno.
That was a
in
great
about 2 to 3
use
hours.
of poetic literacy. Also,
You're going to experience all the levels of hell.
7 levels
about-
of hell will be
in
coming
about,
out the culo.
And they're all going to be downstairs.
Quieres culo.
Aye.
Thank you, everybody. It was very enlightening and heartfelt. Thank you guys for
There was,
Sticking
a heart-
around.
you guys.
there was some heartfelt spots in there.
Oh yeah,
I
no,
liked
thank
it.
you guys. I appreciate.
There's
the,
some growth. We saw growth, understanding.
We're girthing up.
girthing up. No, just give me 5 seconds. So just I'll girth up for you. But
I also I'm still going to stick to it. Those aliens aren't real. If you believe so, send it our way.
send us alien cake.
Dude, send us cake.
Which is cake in general. Doesn't have to
I'll
be
eat
alien
cake.
flavored.
I could use some tres
You think it was
leches
alien
right now.
flavored cake? Because what does alien taste like?
Well, alien to us would be anything other than American.
Isn't alien just like it's aliens just not from this,
Could have been.
not from here?
Could have been tres leche.
Oh, I was just thinking about that earlier for some reason. Like I was like,
I
Which
found
one
that's
is that
like,
it?
Yeah.
oh no, like this morning for some reason. I think I was thinking coffee. I was like,
Two
oh,
tres
I
leches
could
with
fuck up
coffee?
some tres leches cake with some coffee.
Dude, I would kill some tiramisu right now.
Tiramisu. That's like the dry version of tres leche, right?
Yeah, kind of. It's coffee.
That
and-
one in the jar though that we had.
That shit was
That
good.
shit was amazing.
That was really good.
Oh, also just a moment of silence. Shout out to Ryan. 1 year ago, we were living it up.
Oh, moment of silence. I was like, what?
Yeah, moment of silence for not buying those shoes when we walked by them.
These are the mochas, and these are the closest things to we can get from mochas without paying like
Because what's the
resale
mocha
prices.
colorway?
the ones that we
Black,
saw
white.
is black white, and there was the small level of white with the other ones.
And
are
then
just-
the swoosh is embroidered.
exactly.
Oh, that was it tumbled leather?
They were tumbled.
Oh, that was nice.
Mm-hmm.
I remember
They
we
were
were,
the girl kicks. Those ones were the only released by the women's.
were we
Yeah.
in
So
US.
size? Was it size? In that sneaker boutique, it might have been size, right?
I don't remember the name, but yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
size. It's a question mark.
Yeah, it
we were in
was-
size, and you were. I was
definitely
like,
had your size.
I know, and I said, "Oh yeah, they're cool. I'll get them back in the States." like a newbie, like
Well,
a genuine newbie.
I could have told. I mean, like I think
could have
hinted-
stepped in.
I could have. I should have been more forceful. Been like, no, Sean, you're gonna buy this
now.
Yeah, because we were all like, you really should get them.
Yeah, there's a lot of things you should do though.
Yeah, that only worked with the wallet though. 'cause
It did work.
Yeah, it
Oh,
worked on the
you
wallet.
guys didn't even need any encouragement to get a wallet out there.
Just wanted to be a bad
and,
boy.
and Ryan didn't even need any
bag boy.
encouragement to get that fucking
That
bag.
bag?
He was just like, I think it was all Neil. I think he was just following Neil's.
Huh?
He'd gone too
I mean,
many
sorry,
days without
sorry.
a new bag.
Sorry, I mean,
He's like, it's been
Phil's brother.
Phil's brother.
He was trying to catch up with Phil's brother.
Or Sam's brother.
Sam's brother.
Sam's brother.
Sam's little brother.
Sammy's little bro.
Sam's younger brother.
Hey, that sounds
Shout out
cold.
Sam.
Shout out Sam.
They're going back to
Yeah, they're going.
not next month, in
Going
December.
where?
For
out
Sam's
to
birthday.
Italy,
They're going
right?
to Paris.
Paris.
Daddy.
He said he's gonna be back for New Year's. He's gonna be out there for 2 weeks, but he said he's gonna be back here for New Year's. So
Here?
yeah,
there?
here.
Cool.
Yeah.
Good pod, boys.
Thank you again.
Thanks, guys.
Have a good one.
You guys
See
take
you
care.
next week.
See you next week.
Be safe.
Bye.